Yo, what is up, y'all? Here we go. 100 episodes, man. I can't believe it. I cannot believe we are here. 100 episodes. I haven't flown out to Michigan to go find Forte and strangle this dude yet. I can't believe it. 100 episodes. Forte, can you believe I haven't come out there to come kill you yet? What's up, man?
Listen, man, Michigan's a cold place. it's where bodies are left and people don't know where to find them. So it's a good reason. Trust me, if you come here, you got to come here with the best of intentions because you may not walk out.
Hey, look, man, of course.
Mitten.
Hey, look, man, Detroit is the only city where a pizza topping is a bullet shell. So look, I know what's up out there. You know, I ain't coming out there with bad intentions. You know, if I ever show up out there, man, we gonna go out to eat and play some games or something. But yeah, no, 100 episodes. Shout out to everybody for coming through. Shout out to everyone who has supported us throughout 99 episodes to now. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys dealing with our technical difficulties, which we had frequently in the beginning and still happen occasionally, but only when Forte's hosting. And I just I just love the fact that we've created this cool community of gamers that just don't give a crap about any of the fanboy nonsense or the toxic foolishness. We just out here playing games, talking about games, and just enjoying each other's company. So appreciate you guys. I want to shout out some people real quick. Shout out to Captain Crunch, says congrats on the 100. That guy Smitty, Spider 13. Rodimus says he's ready for some football. Yeah, I heard the Rams and the what was it? The Rams. Who else?
And the Bills.
And the Bills are playing. That's gotta be a good game. I have to watch the replay of that. Cat Daddy Lurk, the homie Cat said, it's sad that the almighty Death Stranding didn't get to the 100 it deceives. Yeah, I think he meant deserves, but we gonna stick with deceives. But I'm glad you guys did. Keep up the awesome work. I love what you all bring to the community. Cat, I appreciate that.
I appreciate that, bro.
You know, that completely makes up for me having to, carry you in the road company and Fortnite, and it's just if my back feels better now. Appreciate it.
Cat said that whenever he's on your team though with a sniper rifle, your success rate is like 90-something%, though.
Wait, my success rate is a 90%?
He said when he's on a team with you and he has a sniper rifle, he says the success rate of the team is 90%.
With him with the sniper? Look,
when he's there,
I don't recall that.
I'm just saying, man. Cat Daddy be putting in that work, man. Every time I look up, and that man's got anytime he's got a DMR or he's got a sniper,
he's definitely dangerous with the DMR.
Heads be rolling.
Sniper rifle, I don't quite know about that one. DMR, absolutely dangerous, absolutely. But no, let me just get through this. True Serum, what's up? Arcade 4247, Michi dies a lot. DE, we got Phil DVG, the Yash and Luca, Sly Crow, and Rose Double O. What else? My scroller stopped working. Rose, baby, what you trying to do?
I thought you said the little Rose.
Didn't say that. Mug 45 is in the house. Enrique's in the house. Let's get some of these super chats. Thank you, Enrique, Basement Ray Arcade Podcast, for the $5 super chat. He says, happy 100 episode, guys. Thank you, Enrique. We appreciate your support, bro, and always just being up with us on BRAP and everything, man. We enjoy your company, bro. Rodimus with the member super chat for 4 months says 100 episodes. Congrats. Here's to the next 100. Absolutely, we definitely hitting that 200. I guess that'll be in 2024, would it?
Yeah.
Okay, 2024. when Xbox gets some games. Okay, all right, no,
let's put an over and under on this. Will Fable actually be out by the time we hit 200 episodes?
Oh, you know that ain't happening. Like, let's okay. No, it's
then?
not. It's not happening. We are better off doing. We're better off doing Hellblade 2.
But that is like 2 years from now. 52 weeks. That's like September of 2024, bro.
Hey, look.
So Fable won't be out.
Fable, I don't see Fable coming out by the time we hit 200 episodes, and I do not see Hellblade 2 is a possibility though.
I have a better one. I have a better one for you.
Yeah.
I have a better one. By episode 200, will Halo be a fully featured functional game?
No. Look, that's another one that's just like there's no purpose in even like trying to debate it. Is it gonna fix? No, it's not. Rob the Don 202, what's up, bro? I'm trying to get everything that people are saying here. I got somebody with the $5 super chat. Thank you, Smitty. He says 100. That's right, 100 episodes. Everborn Saga's in the house. What's up, Everborn? How's it going, bro? You know, Sega sucks. So the Sonic, just to remind you, glad to see you, sir. What did Enrique say? Because like, there's something that Enrique said. He probably said something about.
He said we get dubs with Cat.
We do get dubs with Cat. We get dubs with me too. Like I bring the dubs too. Cat contributes, he contributes.
Oh, Everborn with the $2 super chat. Appreciate you, bro. He said the real question is, will Microsoft acquire Sega before you hit 200?
That's not a question. They not acquiring Sega. Look, I had a moment of weakness. I said this a couple days ago to Everborn. I said, I can kind of see if Sony acquired Square Enix, which is a high possibility that maybe Microsoft would acquire Sega. And then I immediately, after I hit send, I immediately regretted it because I know that everyone took 5 screenshots and went down to a CVS and had it printed out, laminated so that it would never go away. And yeah, it is what it is. But no, I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. What am I missing? Did I miss something?
Liberty and justice for all.
Oh, Ramon, thank you, sir. Ramon's got to head out. He said congratulate us on the 100.
Shout out to you, Ramon.
Welcome, Enrique, to the 10%ers and becoming a channel member. Appreciate you, sir. And Stardust for resubbing as a member of the 10%ers as well for 4 months. All right, I think that's everybody. Oh, Dark Sire, what's up? What's up, sir? John E, what's up? There we go. I think we got everybody at this point. Forte.
What up, though?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing fine. I thought I was waiting for something more elaborate to come out of that conversation.
No, I'm just. What's up, bro? What's going on with you?
You just lost for a second.
No. I'm good. What's up, man?
Good, man. I've been a little shocked earlier today, but good. I finally got a chance to experience what the chip shortage really is truly like outside of games today. With the
pockets, huh?
Oh, dude, yeah. With the, so my go ahead and get that. Go get that Cat Daddy money right there. Cat Daddy.
Wow.
This is what happens with episode 100 on Slowmo's channel. I knew this was going. Shout out to you, bro.
This man, Cat Daddy Lurk. Shout out to Cat Daddy Lurk with the $100 super chat. This man. Oh my goodness. Despite Slow-Mo's slack-jawed slander, it's still a celebration. Sir, I will take the slack-jaw comment. I will take that right on the chin. Appreciate you, sir. Let me just say right now, I probably, over the past year, I think I've probably been playing multiplayer games with Cat the most out of like anybody. And out of all, yes, it is slander because Cat's actually really, really good at games. And yeah, I mean, Fortnite, he be capping fools. Road Company, he's not as good as me in Road Company, but he's almost there. Like, he be capping fools in Road Company. It don't matter the game, Halo, whatever, it don't matter. He's a killer out there. So, sir, we appreciate you, man. I don't know if you're out on the road or not, but if you're on the road right now, be safe, of course, and we'll get some games in real soon, man.
Yeah, be safe out there.
Shout out to Sir Taz117 with the $5 super chat. Says happy 100 fellas. Appreciate you, Taz. Thank you, sir. We gotta get some Fortnite in, man, Taz. Like, like I haven't played Fortnite in I feel like almost a week. I gotta get some time in. But okay.
Yeah.
Back on.
So
go ahead.
You know, so what I was saying. So yeah, so today was just one of those days where I felt like, you know, my lease was up on my car. I said, I'm about to go get a new one, about to turn this one in and get something else. And then reality slapped me in the face when they started telling me the prices of this stuff. And I'm like, yo, wait a minute, hold up. I leased this car for 42 months last time. This was 2019.
Okay.
And I only paid $338 for my lease. Oh no. A lease now for 39 months for a car just like mine is $700. I was like, wait a minute, something's wrong here. He's like, nah, man. He was like, everything's doubled now.
All right. So were you sitting in a car like that you wanted when he told you that? I could imagine you sitting in the car and then extracting yourself from that vehicle immediately. Like, I'm not doing that. No, sir.
No, so I went into the situation thinking, I was like, and I was talking to Taz about this. I wanted to get another Charger because I have a Jeep Cherokee right now. And I wanted to go back to a Charger. Me and Taz was talking. He was like, yo, you know, it's going to be the last run of the Hemi. So you better get the Hemi if you go get a Charger because they ain't making them no more. I said, yeah, you're right. But they ended up being out of them. You had to order those boys. It's like they're on back order like crazy, and I'm not waiting to get a car. Mm-hmm. So I just dropped that hope. And then I was like, you know what? I don't want another Cherokee because I already have one. What does the Grand Cherokee look like? Last time I checked on it, it was like $50 or $60 more than I paid for the one I have now. And I was like, I got like $100 to play with that I can do. So he pulled me up to this beautiful 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland. It had the black powder what's the name rims. It was like a mute gray with the black accents. It looked so good. I got in it, I test drove it and everything. And I was like, yo, this is it. I gotta do this. And he's like, cool, let's go do some numbers. So we go pull. He said, before we even get to the part where we even check credit and stuff, this is just what the estimate is, you know. And this is the funny thing. They only check credit right now to see if you are worthy of just paying the lease. There is no interest. Like right now, the Dodge dealerships in my area, they are on a no interest, no APR, 0 APR over 39 months for your lease. They just run your credit to make sure that you're worthy enough just to be able to pay the lease. But they're not.
Well, of course, because I mean, you add the interest on top of it, like people already paying an arm and a leg and their left testicle for a vehicle. You add the interest in, and it's like even worse.
So we're looking at it like, so this is before all that. So we're sitting there, and he pulls up. He said, "Yeah, these are the estimates." And he puts that sheet down in front of me, and it's three numbers on there. One number is if you put $1,500 down, another one is if you put $2,000, and another one is if you put $3,000. And I was like, so if I put $3,000 down, this car still gonna cost me $683 a month. I instantly slid that sheet back to him. I was like, how much would it cost to buy my car? He was like, listen, I understand. He was like, he showed me a sticky note of all of his appointments for like the next 3 days, and every last one of those appointments that he showed me, set up appointment to buy out my lease, set out an appointment to buy out my lease. All these people was like, listen, even he told me, he was like, listen, I just bought out my wife's lease. I bought out my lease. He said, this market ain't got nothing for me. I'm sitting there like, yo, bro, it is ridiculous out here. So it's real funny how we talk about this in the console space and how gaming and not being able to find systems and a cost of, like, people complaining about play and PlayStation's still greedy as heck for raising their prices like they are. But we complaining about that. Whereas people got cars where you kind of really need a car to get around to get to work, unless you're in an area where there's a really good mass transit. Yeah, like New York, where you can get around, mass transit and stuff, or even Chicago and stuff like that. But in most places, you need a car to get to work. So you telling me that you charging people 2 times the amount of money for a lease than you were 3 years ago? It was ridiculous. So I couldn't get up out of there faster, bro. I signed. I was like, listen. Then he showed me the breakdown of my car. He was like, listen, not too many people can say they walked out of this dealership with equity built into their car already, because you're one of those. He said you're one of those few people that you leased your car right before everything happened. So your car gained value just because of everything that happened. So it's been a real crazy day, but needless to say, your boy still got a car. He still has the car that he had like for the last 3 years. I'm just gonna buy that boy because this world sucks right now when it comes to like trying to buy anything with electronics inside of it.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, it's really hard out here. And like, I remember seeing something months ago where, like, I think it was on Twitter, and people were saying the average car note for someone, well, like, what do you think the average car note is? And like, I've never had a car note over 300, me personally. So like, for me, I'm just like, I don't know, like, what, 350 now, something? That's what I'm thinking, right? Surprise, it's double that. It was like 730 or something like that. And I was just like, how are people spending 730 on their car note? That's almost like rent.
Doing it though.
Yo, I don't get it, yo.
Like the people, no lie, I was with my aunt, so she's sitting next to me, and the people like right across from me, they was she was like about to hear, listening to what he was telling them, and all she heard was $758 come out of that dude's mouth. And those people got up and walked away from the table.
Yeah, look, you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
But it's crazy.
Ooh, but, Enrique, $850.
What?
What
are you leasing?
Is it a Winnebago?
Please tell me you're buying that at $850. I can understand if you're buying it, but not leasing it at $850. Yeah, right. That was the biggest thing for me. It was like, I could see if you were buying a car that was $50,000 and you were trying to finance it over 60 months and you're paying like $800 and something for it, I can see that. But the fact that they were saying on a 39-month lease, they want you to lease more than half of the amount the car is worth. What happened to leases being what happened to leases being an affordable way of getting a newer car? That is completely out the window. And the fact, somebody just said it in the chat, he said, who needs APR interest rates when they basically are making more money just off of the fact that they raised the prices by $10,000 on the car?
Right. Hey, I'm just all my cars are paid up. I'm just hoping none of them go down, and then I might have to make some decisions.
Capono said he must have bad credit.
Hey, let's not say that. Enrique got money, man. Enrique just be buying like that. That's Mr. FOMO right there. That's Lord FOMO. Lord of the FOMO.
I'll put it like this: that price that they gave me was with a 6.7 interest rate. A 6.7, and we all know the interest rates went through the roof ever since this whole thing happened. Like, the lowest you can get is a 4.9. Even if you got a perfect, I think they say if you got an 860, the lowest interest rate right now you can get in automotive is like a 4.9. I got a 6.7 or 6.5.
Let's get off depressing credit and car note talk. Okay, let's just get back to, because this is all depressing me, and I'm not trying to think about like having nightmares tonight of like like my
But listen, man, all your money goes
SUV
to the.
going
Well, listen,
down and
man,
having to.
all your money comes back to you at the end of the year from the grid. So you make money every year, sir.
That's true. You know, shout out to my solar panels. But no, like outside of getting bent over at the dealership, what you been up to in the past week, man?
Nah, man, working. Today was actually the first day I hadn't worked since August 21st. So the first official day off from work. And I didn't do it. Like I woke up this morning and cleaned out my car because I didn't know what was going to happen. And then like around 11 o'clock this morning, I went and did that. And I was at the dealership till 6:30. So pretty much my whole day was that. And other than that, it was working. Made like 2 videos over the course of the week. It's kind of like, it's really exhausting to make videos when you're working every day. Like I had to force myself to make a video 2 days ago because Lucas, shout out to my mama. She called me, was like, "Where's your video at, Nautical? Where's your video?" I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning to make this freaking video because I need to do it just to stay compliant with what I said I was gonna do.
She don't call me to ask me where my video. I guess she
Because
already know.
She already knows the answer to that.
My video is still in my
Slow-mo's-
mind. It is
Slow-mo's
not
slapping you with another video.
Hey, I slapped a couple videos together this week. We'll talk about that in a moment. But for real, like, you been playing any games outside of just life stuff, man?
I mean, I was playing Destiny. I did start playing Last of Us Remastered.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, I did. I well, not because I bought it, because Sony, in their beautiful and amazing ways, gifted me a copy of it, and I was like, oh, I'll play this. So I ain't got to wait for PC. It's actually really cool. If you haven't, see, I didn't play the PS4, the remastered version.
Mm-hmm.
So
really? Okay.
Yeah, so my last time playing the game, because that game literally came out a year before Slow-Mo. It was like the biggest cash grab I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it was 20. They came out in 2014, and the game came out in 2013. Yeah.
And remember the reason they said they did it? They said because they said like 72% of the people. Excuse me, 72% of the people didn't play on PlayStation 4 or PlayStation played on PlayStation 3, so they had more people on PlayStation 4, and that's why they brung it over so fast. I was like, nah, this game just came out a year ago. I'm not playing that.
Yeah, because Gearbox tried the same thing back in the day when they tried that talk, and it's like, for you to have put the work in to get this done and put onto a different platform, you would have had to put the time in way before the announcement and the actual drop of it. So it's just like, it's funny.
It's actually a pretty cool game. Like I said, everybody's mileage is going to vary depending on if you play like the remastered version, but this version is really, really cool. I mean, I can see some of the things they improved on, but I see a little bit of stuff they did for Last of Us. I don't think they did like this built from the ground up thing. I think that was just like a lot of just talk. But I can see some of the things they did. Did they have to release this game again? No, they just did it because they knew they could. But it's a good game. I mean, it's still by far the better of the 2 games. So if you haven't played it, definitely try it out. And if you didn't play the remastered version and the last time you played it was on PS3, then you definitely should play it.
Visually, how does it stack up visually for you? But before you answer that question, shout out to Everborn Saga with the $5 super chat. Said, Forte, you think you would get people in your mentions telling you about macroeconomics and that we were due for a price increase on cars? Happy 100, fellas.
Oh, man, we getting a live lesson in that every day now. Because people, trust me, everybody gonna see it in some form or fashion over the course of the next couple of years. This ain't gonna end no time soon.
Yeah. So, okay, my question, visually, where does The Last of Us Part 1 stack up for visuals compared to, say, like the best games you played visually, like Red Dead 2 or?
Oh, it doesn't.
Oh, so you think? You think Red Dead 2 still looks better?
Yes.
What?
Absolutely, dude. Because the only games that look better than Red Dead 2 is maybe Horizon, maybe, and I think Last of Us Part 2 has kind of, depending on what environments you're in, Last of Us Part 2 can live up to that. But Red Dead 2, to me, is one of the best looking games. And you're talking about a game that don't even have a next gen patch.
Look, I think Red Dead 2 looks amazing. I played it on PC, so I played it at its very best, and it does look amazing.
That game was phenomenal.
I think Horizon might look better.
That's why I said Horizon is like the only thing that I can vehemently say.
Yeah, and I can't
better.
speak for The Last of Us Part 1 the
Part
remake
2
because Part 2 I think is on par with Red Dead 2, but it had that film grain going on it.
Yeah, you can't turn it off.
Right, and I think when they finally dropped that on PC, that would definitely take the crown.
Yeah.
You got some people in the chat coming at you.
That's good. They can come for me. What they say?
All right, let's see. Slycrow says Metro Exodus looks amazing. I agree. It does look amazing.
It does look amazing.
I don't like the way those Metro games play. So I've never finished them, but
still doesn't look better than Red Dead though.
Enrique says Cyberpunk. I think Cyberpunk's visuals are overrated, honestly. Without ray tracing, it's very pedestrian. They have a great their implementation of ray tracing is, one, very expensive on PC, but two, it looks it's transformative. It makes the game look like a different game on PC. But even with that, I think some of the games we've already mentioned look better. Oh my god, Enrique is trolling. Halo Infinite looks better, Forte. Capone says nobody talks about Ratchet and Clank anymore. Rift Apart looks like a Pixar
movie.
Right. Shout out to the Ashen Luca with the $5 super chat. She says, happy 100th episode. Thoughts. Shout out to my favorite first and second born FPC. Now, I don't know where her firstborn is. I mean, there's only two of us on the panel.
I know where her firstborn is, and that's the man that's benefiting for the 100th episode being on this channel. But no, man, come on, you just go ahead and embrace it, man. You know, it's all in the family, man. We know that you got a real mom, and we know you got a real dad. But when it comes to this video game stuff and the family that we created, Luca,
I don't know what you're talking about. Let's just move on there. Look, Mav's in the chat. What's up, Mav? Good to see you, bro.
Well,
Happy Thursday evening.
Mav ain't streaming right now.
And look, Mav starts streaming at 2 a.m. So just give him time.
Man, I be waking up in the middle of the night and I go like, "What does Mav do?" Mav is up here playing Battlefield at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right? Yeah. I don't know if that guy sleeps or something. He might be like a robot or something.
Caitlin be like, "I need you to go so I can go to sleep." So he probably, Mav, do you snore or something at night? That's why you stay up so late. So Caitlin falls asleep and then you just go to sleep after she's done. That's why you up so late all the time. Cause he be up at wild time. Like the other day, I woke up because I went to get some water. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I look at my phone and I go to YouTube and all of a sudden he's streaming and it was Battlefield. I was like, what is Mav doing at 5 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning playing video games still? He is an hour behind. He is an hour behind us, though. So
that's still, I have woken up to take a leak a few times to just check my phone, and I see the notification that Mav's live, and it's like, for me, it's like 3:15 in the morning. For him, it's gotta be like 2:15. So no, he's still up super late.
He's on camera. He be on camera at 3:15 in the morning. so it's like
looking bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, just like, yeah, I'm wide the freak awake. I'm like, all right, bro.
Having a legit conversation with the 20 people in chat that's in there watching.
I look like a homeless hobo at 3 in the morning, but all right. And the guy we're actually talking about, Mav with the $5 super chat, says, happy 100 fellas, both of you are completely awesome. Keep up that energy, you rock. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, sir,
Appreciate
as
it,
well.
man.
Everybody, if you haven't checked out the Fun Speculation channel, do so. I feel like they drop content like every day. It's got to be like either a podcast or a live stream playing games like every day. Imagine people playing games in this community. Like, picture that, right?
Well,
But
the one
yeah,
thing
go ahead and check
one
them out.
thing- Yeah, the one thing I love about their channel is him and he puts a lot of time. Like, he's the face of the channel, but his wife puts so much effort into that channel on the back end. Every time you look at their stuff, a new overlay, a new setup, and everything that is made on that channel, she makes. So
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah.
really-
Shout out to
it's so
Caitlin. Yeah.
cool just to have a significant other that is that, dedicated to the things that you do, to actually want to participate in that. And that's what I probably envy the most about him and his setup with his wife on there. It's cool, man. Support them, man. They put a lot of work into all the stuff they do.
Big facts, big facts. For myself, as you can see, I've been playing some Borderlands 3.
I thought you hated this game.
I hate the story of this game, but now I'm on like I got both battle passes. I got all the expansions, so I'm on like expansion content now. That's what I'm working on. Some of the expansion stories are much better than like that main campaign for Borderlands 3. So plus just like the challenge of doing this little trial solo was a bit fun. So I had a good time and a little frustrated in the beginning, but I figured everything out. It was cool. It was cool. I've been playing that. I haven't been playing too much Fortnite. I've been playing a lot of Rogue Company and just messing around with different weapons that I normally didn't mess with, just to see how a certain weapon will work with a particular character, and some of the effects are pretty daggone devastating. So this is a game called Immortality. Have you heard of it?
No, I have not.
Okay, it's in Game Pass, and it's okay. So have you heard of Her Story?
I have.
Telling Lies.
Yes.
Okay, the same creator of those, I think Sam Barlow, he created Immortality, and it's like those, but it's a bit different. And I'm kind of like trying, find my way through that. That one's all right. I finished playing Unheard, and I was a bit disappointed with Unheard. I thought it would be a bit better than it was, but it is what it is. They can't all be great. But no, I mean, outside of those games, Spider-Man. I can't wait to show you. I'm gonna show it later, but I can't wait to show you guys. I modded Deku from My Hero Academia into Spider-Man as Peter Parker. It is perfect. I mean, it's absolutely perfect. Look, Deku's power set, like especially early on when he was still learning his powers, is like very similar to Spider-Man. Very agile, but still very strong. And his personality is so much like Peter Parker as well, where he's like has this sense of being a responsibility and being a hero and stuff, and he just looks cool just running around New York City fighting people. So I got some gameplay of that. I'm gonna show that a little bit later. But it's been a good week. I've been busy with work, and I did a stream. I actually streamed a couple days ago. Thymesia. Got rocked a little bit, but it's not. I mean, it's not a difficult game. I was just being my typical overzealous, aggressive self at times when I shouldn't have been, and paid the price for it. But it's cool for a Souls-like game. It's probably the best one I've played that isn't Remnant. I haven't played Still Rising yet. I know Still Rising is supposed to be like that as well, and of course Lies of P isn't out yet. But Thymesia is not bad. If you're into those kind of games, definitely give it a shot. Shout out to Alvin with the $10 super chat. Alvin says, congrats on the 100. Two of the best voices in the community. I was off Destiny for 3 years, but one co-op request from my sis in a weekend of playing, I'm hooked again. Help. Well, like Alvin, I tried to put together a Destiny AA community, kind of like
That ain't work, bro.
Yeah, like just too many of y'all just kept going back to the game
Well, you got one person. You got your mother out.
who my mom don't play games. Who you oh, you mean Luca? Yes, we did get Luca out, and I think Luca has stayed away. She's been playing a lot of games. I think she might be up to she's getting close to me in games beat. I'm at 20 games this year. I think she's not that far behind for me. But yeah. Shout out to Luca for actually playing some games out here. What else? Oh, we have a podcast announcement. Should we do that now? Forte?
We can do it now. Let's do it.
It is the first thing.
That is the first topic.
It is the first topic. So, okay. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
We have created a DPS damage per second podcast channel. And this is how it's going to work. So, what we're going to do is try to build the channel up slowly. The podcast is still going to be for now, the same schedule that it is between my channel, like tonight, and next week on Forte's channel. Like that will continue for the time being. But what you will get on the DPS actual YouTube channel is we're going to have certain segments from our podcast that we upload with a little extras and stuff like that onto the channel. We're gonna, anytime we decide to go live and play games, we're gonna be doing it off of that channel. So just look out for that. Sub to the channel. I'm actually going to put the link for the channel in the chat for everybody to run over to, and I'll actually show you guys the channel right now. I think hopefully this works correctly. Bam, there it is. So that's our banner. You probably can't see the logo. We got a new logo. We're kind of working on it. It's a work in progress. But Capono, thank you, sir. Appreciate you, sir. But yeah, I got a couple of videos up there. You can check them out after the show if you want. So we already got a little bit of content already on there, but you can rest assured you're going to see consistent content coming up for that channel, whether that's through live streams of us playing games or just videos that uploads from the podcast, in case if you maybe missed the episode and there's a particular topic that you definitely wanted to hear from. Those topics we're definitely going to have, like just that topic edited out and put up as an upload video for the DPS YouTube channel. So
yep. And so this will just basically be, like I said, we're not going to treat it as a dumping ground, because this will be the official channel that the podcast will migrate to once we hit over 1,000 subs on it, and then we're just going to migrate the actual channels from being a rotating thing on our channels to this channel.
Right.
So the faster we get it up to that point, the faster we'll get everything over there. And like you said, we're just going to basically just take topics and do a little bit of extra stuff to them, just to make them a little bit more viewable for people that are not watching the podcast in this full form. So that way we're going to get, we're basically double dipping on it. You're going to get people that just like the curated content. You're going to get people that like to see the actual full versions of the podcast and then the live stream. So right. That's basically how that's going to break down, but everything's going to stay the same until we hit that threshold. But like, as always, we had a lot of people, shout out to Persona and Bari and everybody asking when we were going to do this, and
Laura Cognito
from
the Iron Lords,
he's like, when y'all gonna do this?
Gaming Addict, yeah. So many people told us, like, yo, when are y'all gonna make this move? And I mean, we finally got it done. We got it done. So it's gonna be like I said, like Forte said, this isn't the dumping ground for like things that we've already done on our channel. Like, we eventually, what's going to happen with our channel is that, like, before we did DPS, our channels are very different. If you guys recall, if you guys were sub to our channels prior to that, Forte is getting back to doing a lot of Destiny content like he used to. I did a lot of content that was in regards to like indie games and just kind of like thought piece stuff. I probably won't do too much of the indie game stuff, but a lot of what I'm going to do in the future is going to be a lot of like game analysis kind of things, like getting deep into uh, deep analysis on the games that I'm playing and beating, and a lot of that stuff is going to be a lot more long form, but it will kind of be because I like the way YouTube works with the algorithm is that like if you have content that's different than very different from other content that you're doing, it's like it doesn't push that. So we kind of feel like if we to make sure that everything is getting out to as many people as possible, that we kind of like separate things so that like the podcast isn't hurting Forte's channel and the podcast isn't hurting my channel and vice versa. Now our channels are hurting the podcast, that kind of thing. So
Exactly.
all right, that's out. Also, later on, we're going to do some giveaways. Later on, not now. Later on, we'll get to it. But in the meantime, get back to the show. I think that announcement went off pretty well. I think. Anything you want to add before we move on, Forte?
No, man, you killed it, man. Great. Shoot, what are we like an hour in and ain't talking about nothing but our lives?
Good grief. No, 45 minutes. 45 minutes.
But shout out to the 45 people here that care about our lives enough to actually listen to it and celebrate with us, because it's we do this even when we're tired, because we know we have people that really support us and like listening to our opinions, like you guys have always told us. And it's just great to always have people that actually like to listen to what you have to say about stuff.
Yep. Our next topic is something that people are pretty familiar with seeing from Xbox, and that is controllers.
Oh man,
we got another controller. Okay, Asante, thank you, sir. He says, congratulations on the 100, gentlemen. And yeah, here's the many more. Thank you, Kay. This controller, man. So let me explain the controller first. This is the Xbox Elite Series 2 core controller. That name's pretty long. So essentially what it is it's the Elite Series 2 controller, but missing the paddles on the back. Like you can get that stuff, but you just kind of gotta like buy like a kit that has like all the extras, but you still get your profiles that you can load into the controller, and you still get the ability to change the sensitivity of the triggers, the L and right trigger. So Forte, what are your thoughts about this, man?
This controller is I like what they're doing with it. They're giving some people don't even really use the paddles on their controller. Some people just
they missing out.
Yeah, they are missing out. I always tell them they're missing out without having it, because you're not really fully taking advantage of it. But some people just like having the trigger stop. Some people just like having a more beefier feeling controller in their hand. Some people like the tension thumb strings. You could tighten that stuff up. So I would say this would probably be more of a miss if it was something like the V1 controller that didn't have all those extra functionality pieces and stuff. With this one, there is a lot more nuance and stuff to it. So I actually like that. But for me, this is a hard pass because I use the paddles. Now if you already have paddles, or if you already have you could get, and the thing is, they don't tell you this, it's $60 for that case. I don't even use my case no more.
Isn't that a little bit overpriced? Because the controller's already $130. $60 makes that at least $190, close to $200. In the controller, and the Series 2 controller comes with all of that, and that's $175.
Exactly. But this controller is white and it's black. It is the
I will. If people are debating in the chat that I don't like the white part, and somehow that ended up with like I don't like white meat. Let me just like lay these speculations to rest. Slow-mo don't discriminate on White meat, dark meat, red meat, yellow meat, whatever. Doesn't matter. Don't discriminate. I rainbow meat is all good. For me, but no, I do like the way the controller looks. It looks better than the actual like Elite controller that's straight black, right?
That guy speaks. Say, is it a pro controller? Is it a pro controller without paddles? Just a controller? It is.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's still
there's a lot of stuff to this controller.
You could like the regular Xbox Series controller doesn't have the profiles and doesn't have the sensitivity for the triggers. So like you don't have those two things. So
and guess what else it doesn't have? It doesn't. And this will be the first Elite controller that has the ability to customize inside of the design lab at a future date.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna have to get one of those, baby.
I will do it then, because like I said, I already have paddles, so I don't have to do that. So whatever, it'd probably be like a $10 markup. I'll get my name, my gamer tag engraved on it. Mm-hmm. I'll get the color that I want, and then that's it. That's all I really wanted them to ever do with the Elite controller. Just give us design lab and let us customize it, and we'll be good. But yeah, I like the things that they're doing with it. I do want to make a statement though, because hold on.
Does the charging dock come with this?
Yes. No. The charging dock comes with the case.
So the separate case that you have to buy, that's $60.
Yes.
Yeah, like I don't like this now. I don't like this.
Yes, you can use any USB-C cable to charge it.
Yeah, true. Look, with my Elite controller, it never comes off the USB-C cable because I don't want to do any as little as latency as possible.
That's because you play on PC.
Well, if I was on Xbox, I would do the same thing. I'd like my USB-C controller is really long. Pause. So like if I had my Xbox say in like the entertainment area of my basement, and I'm across the room on the couch, I would have I could sit back and still play the game like that. So yeah,
Aronimus made a good point though. He said the Elite Core is like a replacement, and that if you think about it in that regard,
it's still not good enough.
No. If you think about it in that regard, if you had to replace your Elite controller, would you want to spend $179 to replace it, or would you want to spend $129 if you had to replace it?
I would be mad at myself for not getting the warranty.
Well, I agree with that, but
I only spend like $30 to get the new warranty on my new Elite controller, which I just did last week.
Okay, well, let me ask you this: you have an Elite controller now. You have one now, right?
Capono says 1 year warranty. Slow-mo, that doesn't help you. No, 1 year warranty is not enough. Best Buy offers a 2 year warranty, no questions asked. You just send it back to, like, you could tell them, I don't know, man, like it got ran over by a car. It doesn't matter. They'll just give you a new controller. Just make sure you go to a Best Buy that actually has one in stock, so that you don't have to wait for it. And I did that last weekend, two weekends ago. 2 weekends ago, I took care of mine because like my USB-C port started flaking out and my controller just started disconnecting while I was playing the game, and it started getting stick drift as well in the left thumbstick. So I was like, I've had it for 1 year. I had a 2 year warranty. Took it to Best Buy. No questions asked. They just gave me a different one. The only thing is that in order to, like, it's a one-time thing on the warranty. So once you already use up the warranty, it's gone. So I had to put down for the warranty, which I think they upped the price on that. The warranty now is like $50. So I spent $50 and that's it. So I would rather spend $50 than $130 on this core controller, which I do understand what you guys are saying. If you bought it like somewhere else, you bought one at Target or something, or Walmart, they don't have a warranty. You're out of warranty and your controller flakes out, which these Elite controllers, I mean, the Series 2 controller is a little bit more reliable than the first one, but like it's still not super reliable either.
That first one was trouble.
Right. So Yeah, I do get what you're saying. You have the case that came with the series 2. You got all the extra little like parts to change about the stuff, the extra thumbsticks. You got the charging base. You got your charge cable. You have all that stuff. Yeah, I can see you getting this if you don't have a warranty, just to have a replacement, and it's $40-$50 cheaper than this buying a whole nother series 2 to have a whole nother case and all this extra stuff that you don't need.
I might actually get this controller due to the fact that since I already have one, I heard you talk about this on Brap the other day, and I was like, oh, that's a good point. I would probably get a second one because right now I share them both between PC and my Xbox. And I like to have one for each of them because you just get less wear and tear that way.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that I might just pick up this core, but I'll probably wait for the Design Lab version first before I do it, because I'm not going to buy it just to get the white one. I want the color that I want. So I'll wait till that comes, but I will buy one when the Design Lab hits, because then I can just use the same case.
Question.
So when I'm not playing
is
on
the
PC,
Design Labs Elite controller just for Series 2, or is it for the core?
It's just for the core.
It's just for the core?
Just for the core.
Huh.
Because the Series 2 is black. It's all black. The core is the white one.
Okay, I guess. All right, that's fine. I'm cool with it.
Well,
I'm cool with it.
Honestly, it's the same freaking controller.
It's the same controller, except that it's already it's white, so it's already kind of got like a different color scheme going for it. It's fine. It's just I probably would get a Design Labs one done, and then I'll probably use. Here's the thing. I probably won't even use it, because I've only used my Xbox Series Design Labs controller one time, and that's when 2 weeks ago when my Elite was messing up, and I wanted to make sure that it wasn't like something else going on my PC. So I actually got my my Design Labs controller, which always sits in my room, just kind of just have it up on the shelf, because it's got my slow-mo backslap colors and my name on it. Plug that into the USB-C, and there was no problems. And I was just like, yeah, all right, it's time to take this Elite back. But that's the only time I've ever actually used a controller. So when I get this Design Labs one, I'm probably just not going to use it. It's probably just going to be a showpiece like everything else. But shout out to Xberk with the $10 Canadian says, congratulations on 100. Thank you for taking time out of your busy lives to entertain us weekly. Xberk, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Appreciate you too, bro.
All right, are we done with this topic? You said you're getting one.
Yeah,
I will probably.
You will get one.
I'm not. No, look, I'm not. I don't need this.
I'm not saying you're a Rike, but you'll get one.
If I get one, it's going to be a Design Labs one.
That's what I'm
saying. And I'm not going to use it. I'm not using it.
It's going to be a pedestal controller.
Yeah, I have a pedestal for controllers. It's got 3 or 4 of them. 4 of them connected to it. Then I just got my Design Labs one at the top. It will sit right there with the rest.
That's how our boy Taz is. He got the Halo Elite controller, the Master Chief one, and he literally has it on a pedestal. He never even uses it. I'm like, man, that's a $200 controller just sitting there. But hey, man, that's how it is. I have stuff like that too, though. It's some stuff that you just buy and you never use it.
Yeah, and I'm not the kind of guy that does that often. I only do that every now and then. This is that Design Labs controller is the only time I rarely buy stuff and just have it. So I know people buy consoles, like the special edition of consoles, like some of the real nice looking Gears ones, the Gears 360 ones. I know people who still own those, and they just they've never actually they took it out the box to look at it and take pictures of it. And some of them, 2 guys I know, one guy actually has it in his room, in his game room. It's just sitting there collecting dust, and the other one just has it in the box. He just whatever.
Let me ask you a question, Slow-Mo.
Mm-hmm.
You watch football and stuff.
Of course.
So I don't know if you ever noticed this. Jay, just off topic stuff. Jalen Ramsey, the cornerback, right? The corner.
Yeah.
Why does it seem like every time he gets beat on a play, he falls?
Oh, that's a typical move of a cornerback to pretend like he got beat because he tripped and fell, not because he just got beat. Yeah, like a lot of guys do that.
He did it earlier in the game today, and once they schooled him and he failed, and then he just got a touchdown thrown on him and he fell. It just seemed like every time something happens to Jalen Ramsey, he's on the ground. All right, back to what you were saying.
Taking the perverse pleasure out of that somehow.
No, because it just kind of hit me. It's like I can't be the only person that thinks that. Like every time something bad happens to him, he falls. It's like flopping.
Anyway,
great.
Moving on, we got some news from 1047 Games. And 1047 Games is the developer for the game Splitgate. And Splitgate kind of jumped on the scene. The game first came out in 2019 on PC. Like, nobody knew it. No one knew, or they got this is like a company that started with like 24 developers, no money, making games out of their parents' garage. So like they literally couldn't afford marketing, and so the game just kind of floundered until finally people took a look at it and was wow, like this game's actually pretty cool. After, of course, they did a couple of revising of it, very much in the vein of like a Halo spiritual successor, so to speak. And they announced last Friday that 1047 Games was done making any new content for Splitgate. And although that would seem like bad news, it's actually, I would say, good news, because they are working on a brand new game within the Splitgate universe. So like it's going to be another first-person shooter. It's going to have portals, and it's going to be running on Unreal Engine 5. This current one, the game you're seeing right now, is running on Unreal Engine 4. Before I ask Forte this question, let me get the super chats. Dut Griggity in the house said, yo, I gotta visit you again, Forte, so we can talk about this console war stuff in detail and how my legs have completely healed from last generation.
Hey man, shout out to hey man, like he always said, the PlayStation, they broke my legs last generation. Hey, listen, man, he got that great elixir, healed everything up over the course of the last couple of weeks.
He all of a sudden he Eddie Murphy in trading places, huh? All of a sudden his legs work. No, shout out to Dirt. Thank you for the $5 super chat, sir. And shout out to the homie, the guy I called the One Bad Insider. One Bad Mother with the $10 super chat says, happy 100th episode, friends. Here's to the next 100. Appreciate you, sir.
Shout out to those two Michigan wonderful people right there. Michigan is a great place, Lomo. You should come here once in a while.
I don't know about that, man.
I mean,
I don't like y'all weather, man.
Listen, your weather ain't too much different from ours.
Yeah, it is. I'm sorry. Like the DMV weather they're very different from Michigan.
Okay, yeah, that's true. You're closer to water. We're surrounded by water though, so I don't know. We're on the island almost.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good on Michigan. You guys could come through around here, get some crabs and stuff. Out here in Maryland.
We got football teams that you can root for here at least.
Oh, that's love. That's love. But first of all, hold up. But you ain't talking about the Lions. I know that for damn sure.
No, I said football teams. I didn't say the Lions. We got the Michigan Wolverines, and that's all we need.
All right, just
some of us still root for the Lions, but if I ever say anything about a football team, it's Michigan here. It's Michigan University of Michigan Wolverines, Maize and Blue, the team that beat Ohio State last year. Sorry for anybody that's in the chat that's from Ohio, but we got to celebrate our one time in 20-year victory.
All right, let's stop talking about this. Let's get off the football topic for a moment. Forte,
yes.
Think about Splitgate coming out with a new 1047 Games coming out with a new game.
I do want to say that there was once upon a time that Slow-Mo told me that Splitgate had better gameplay, had better gunplay than Destiny, and I
And
was
it
like,
does.
ah,
And it does.
it doesn't.
It does.
Okay, sure. Okay, you're gonna live on that hill. Okay, fine. But
The hill of truth, yes.
the hill of absolute lies and despair, and you would not put money on that. You wouldn't put your life, you wouldn't put nothing on that. You probably would put your honor on it. I don't know, maybe, but that's crazy. But no, I think it's I think it's probably a good thing because it lets them. I think Splitgate was kind of a test bed for them, like a like a really good proof of concept.
Well, it was the idea they came up with in college.
Right,
and
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So I think it just gave it, they know they can do it. So I do think, especially with them moving over to Unreal 5 for whatever they're going to do next, I think that is basically going to be the realization of what they want their shooter, because it's probably more likely going to be another shooter. And a lot of the stuff that they implemented in this game is going to be there. I just think they said, okay, we did as much as we could do inside of Unreal. They could do a lot of stuff in Unreal 4, but I think the level of stuff that they can do versus the stuff that they could probably port over and then build onto when it comes to Unreal 5 is a lot more massive. So I think that's probably the main reason they're cutting development on the game in Unreal 4. But I expect them to do a lot of stuff with their next IP, or even if they do something that enhances maybe not Splitgate, but just takes this proof of concept to something completely different. So I'm really looking forward to see what they do, because I did like the game when I played it. It was actually the Halo that we didn't have at that time, and technically we don't have still.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a cool game, and like they said it in their statement that like they've doubled their team, so they're like about 50 developers now. They've got a lot of like really good talent. They've brought in a lot of like networking people who have a lot of experience in launching multiplayer games successfully. They've added those people in, new design people, people who are like basically got a lot of experience in first person shooting to help them out as well. And I think you kind of like brushed upon the what they're really kind of feeling is that like to really take Splitgate further, and maybe the new one's going to be called Splitgate 2, who knows, right? But like to really take it further to where they wanted to go, they were hindered by what Unreal Engine 4 was incapable of doing. And so it's instead of trying to port the entire game over to Unreal Engine 5, which I want to talk about a question about, because I'm about to throw some slander at Epic real quick. They decided to just make a whole new game. There are multiple developers. Hey, no, let me say it like this. Remember when Epic first showed Unreal Engine 5?
I do.
Remember they did that Lumen in the whatever, I don't know what it's called, and it was like, it looked amazing, right? And everyone was blown away. People couldn't even tell it was 1440p. It looked amazing. They had like 8K textures on the rocks and stuff. It was crazy. And some of the things they said,
it also showed off the power of the SSD too.
Right.
It's like, oh, you move so fast.
Capone said it was 30 frames. Yes, it was 30 frames. Yeah, that's true. Now, but it was also running on a laptop, Capone. But anyway, one thing that like they kept trying to implore to people, and mostly with the people they were talking to, was the developers out there who could potentially be using it. And they kept saying, it's going to be so much easier porting your games from Unreal Engine 4 to 5 than it was from 3 to 4. Porting games from Unreal Engine 3 to 4 was so difficult. Let me tell you how difficult it was. Borderlands 3 was essentially internally delayed for like 2 or 3 years because it was going to be on Unreal Engine 3. And when they tried to bring it up to 4 4 was so different, and there was no seamless upgrade path, that like it took them a couple of years just to get the whole game that they have been developing onto Unreal Engine 4. So Epic's deal here was that like, oh, so this is all you gotta do. You gotta upgrade your Unreal Engine 4 game to Unreal Engine like 4.25 or 4.5, and then from there, then once you get there, then you can go to Unreal Engine 5. But if you recall, they said, and we're gonna have Fortnite on Unreal Engine 5 in a year. That ain't happened. Fortnite didn't get on Unreal Engine 5 until like a year and 18 months or 2 years or something like that. It definitely wasn't in the time frame that they said it was. And what I'm getting to here is that they said a whole lot about how little developers like 1047 Games were going to be able to take their game and move it up to Unreal Engine 5 like it was nothing. But instead, what we're seeing from these developers is that they might as well just go build a new game than to do whatever upgrade path that Epic claims was available. And if you play Fortnite like I do, and you also know about the Save the World edition, if it was so easy to upgrade from Unreal Engine 4 to 5, how come Save the World edition is still on Unreal Engine 4? And people play that. So it just seems like you only put the Battle Royale on 5? Interesting. So Forte, what are your thoughts about this? Like, was Epic out here just basically blowing a lot of smoke up developers' butts and talking a big game, but not really having the actual technology to back it up? What do you think?
No, I think they have the technology. I just think that in general, like it's like they're in the business of showing a lot of stuff, and I think like when you go back and look at the initial time that they showed it off, they were showing that off like, you know, and for PlayStation at that time. A lot of stuff they were talking about how all that could be only really done on a PlayStation. So we all knew that this stuff could be done somewhere else, but of course they were just telling people like, oh yeah, PlayStation is all due to the power of the SSD, and this is only capable on the PlayStation 5 and stuff like that. And I'm sitting there like, no, it's not. You're literally not going to make something like this only work on one thing. And we all know that PC is the higher denominator when it comes to stuff like this. So it's going to definitely be better on there. So there's a lot of stuff that they're not still talking about and they're still not showing because there's probably games or something out there. Now, if something like this was in Fortnite where they showed off things in Fortnite, I would say, okay, well, that's them kind of showing everything. Because I think when they go to like really huge advancements and stuff that they want to do, they kind of do that with their own IP stuff that they are kind of showcasing and stuff. So I do think it's a lot of pondering going on when it comes to the stuff that they do release and the things that are out there. But I do think in general that they choose to pick their spots in the things that they kind of talk about, and they kind of just let the console manufacturers kind of, you know, take that narrative where they want, and they kind of back them up on it, which is probably the coolest thing that they actually do. But to think that this is something that can only possibly be done in these circumstances, no, they can do this pretty much anywhere. That's kind of the flexibility of Unreal 5 and everything like that. So I think that there's a lot of pondering still going on with that stuff, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not saying like the engine's not amazing, like the stuff that we've seen with Unreal Engine 5 and some of the games that are have been shown that are in development, like Black Myth Wukong.
Is it Hellblade 5 in Unreal 5?
You mean Hellblade 2?
Did I call it 5? Yeah,
Hellblade 2. Did call it 5. It is, yeah, Hellblade. A lot of Xbox first-party games are going to be on Unreal Engine 5. The next Gears, Hellblade 2, I think Compulsion's game. I may not be 100% accurate on that, but like, Yeah, they got a lot of they do extensive work with Unreal Engine. And shoot, I think the Initiatives game is going to be on Unreal Engine 5 as well. So yeah, like it's State of Decay 3 as well. So you're going to see a lot of those games starting to pop up within the next year or two as developers have got familiar with it and been able to get their games out. But my whole thing is that like they told people that like if you have an existing game, that like you can just upgrade your game into Unreal Engine 5 and it won't be a massive headache or it take a massive time sink to get that done. But what I'm seeing in actual like production, actual reality here is that developers aren't doing that. So I just thought that was something to discuss because it seems like it didn't quite turn out the way that Epic wanted it to. I don't think they were like lying to people, but I think they kind of felt like it could get that good. It could work that like that once they finally completed the engine, because it was still in beta even then when they said that. But it just didn't work out the way they thought it would. That's just my thought on it. Anything else you want to say about Splitgate, 1047 Games, Unreal Engine?
No, I mean, I think a lot of people were trying to say Microsoft can put them on it because they got more talent than 343. Some people are saying Sony needs to purchase them because that's like a really good need for the things that they're doing when it comes to first person. So they have a lot of praise behind them. So I'm really looking forward to the next thing that they do, especially inside of a new engine where they can actually build from the ground up on something new and kind of build their game that way too.
Cool. Next up is actually a game that I'm like really excited for. When I first saw the game, I was like, yo, what is this? I don't even know why this is here. It looks weird. It looks a little too weird for me. Gave me vibes of Fallout, and I was like, I don't really care for Fallout, so I don't know why. I don't want to see this, but actually seeing some extended gameplay from this game, I got really excited from what I saw. That game is Atomic Heart, and just like some of the gunplay, some of the weapons, and the abilities that you have, it's a bit weird. Like super weird, by the way, but it looks cool. But unfortunately, this game got delayed to March of 2023. Yet another game delayed. Forte, are you interested in this one?
It was on the radar, but like I kind of find it real hard to get kind of excited about games where at first they don't even give you a release date or even a release window. And then when they do, it's like, okay, another game that's in 2023. So yeah. It was, I know, because I remember you talked about this when they first announced it and they showed it. This was like you were really into. And it definitely looks really interesting. And I think it's a game that a lot of people are going to be really interested in playing. But it's just like, it's so hard to even think about what you want to play because you don't know if it's coming. You don't want to get invested. Like I know so many people that was invested in Hogwarts coming out this year.
Yeah, I was one of them.
Yeah, right. And boom, it got delayed. Like they delayed it 2 months before they was supposed to come out in October. They delayed it to February. And the funny thing is, and I'm not trying to like bring any negativity into it and stuff, but people are talking about like where's PlayStation State of Play at? Where's the State of Play at? So
that's a good question. At this point, it's a question worth speaking on.
Yeah,
where is the State of Play? Because not State of Play. Where's their showcase? Because State of Play is
where's the State of Play? Where's the showcase? God of War is supposedly coming out November 9th. We're getting close. We're like literally 2 months, 3 months away from that. Actually 2 months, 3 months away from that date. So they still got a lot of time to do it. But it's like the more and more time that goes by, you actually got people is like, okay, so I'm at a point. People are at a point now. It's like, okay, is something going on with Ragnarok? I don't think there is, but
I don't think that's the issue. They have 3 months to show Ragnarok.
That's what I'm saying, but it's just the fact. But it's always going to be the fact of when you're not telling people updates on anything. then people have that wondering mind that always pops up. And then when you see everything get delayed, and at first we thought it was just people were delayed just to get out of Ragnarok's way. But when you're delayed by 3-4 months past it, it's not just, you're not just delayed to get out of his way. You're delayed because there's other issues going on outside of that. Because if it was something just due to a game, you would probably say, oh, we'll bring our game out like a month before, or we'll bring it out a month after. We're not going to release within the same calendar month of the game. But when you're talking about a 3-month delay away from it, it's like, okay, there's a little bit more going on. So it's just real hard to get it, invested in a date for things that you like. Even if they give you a date, it's hard to get invested until it actually comes. Like I had people that didn't even like Splatoon. Nintendo really hasn't delayed games that much over the course of the last couple of years. They had a couple that they did, but nothing substantial. But I had people literally that pre-ordered Splatoon 3 this week that normally would have had it pre-ordered a month ago. And it's like, yeah, man, I just pre-order it now because now that I know it's officially coming out, I'm going to pre-order it so I can make sure I can get my copy and everything. Because people are starting to understand that shipping and everything, retailers are not ordering as many games as they normally would because they want to just order to demand versus ordering for, people to walk into the store and sell, because most of these people are buying stuff digitally, so they don't want to have stock sitting on their shelf. So people are like doing it now based on that, but they're waiting to see if these games are actually coming out, because you don't want your money tied up in other places and it could just be sitting in your bank account. So I think that's kind of just a whole nother tale of the story when it comes to not just Atomic Heart, but just games in general. People just don't know what a real release date is anymore. It's like we're more, it's like almost a release promise that can be broken at some point.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, I mean, look, this game it's not a well-known game. Atomic Heart's not a well-known game. It looks great. Visually, it looks awesome. Gameplay looks very interesting and very unique. You know what kind of gives me vibes of? BioShock. With like the different abilities, it's a first-person shooter, but with like the different abilities or like tools that you have at your disposal. It's and the weirdness of it, it definitely reminds me of like the very first BioShock. So I hope it actually like lives up to that, but eventually. But of course, if it needs to be delayed, so be it. It's just it's getting a little frustrating with seeing so many delays this year. So yeah, we can move on though. You ready to move on to Cyberpunk, man? Good old CD Projekt Red's back. And CD Projekt Red has now announced a new DLC for Cyberpunk 2077. Apparently they have canceled the multiplayer they were going to do, and they canceled another DLC that they were going to do, which is probably for the best. Just, try to keep it your expectations in check. Work with what you can. Don't do too much, because clearly they tried to push this too far and too quickly, and we saw how that turned out with the original release of the game. But Forte, did you ever end up beating Cyberpunk?
Nope. I started my what is the corporate one?
Corpo.
That's what I thought it was, Corpo. Yeah, I started that like a couple weeks ago, and I played like 2-3 hours of it. It's fun. I didn't know that what's his name? The sidekick, you're the big guy.
Yeah, I forgot his name. Good. Yeah, I knew talking about.
I didn't know that went down with him that quick. I didn't know that, like, because the way that they kind of showed it off in the trailer, like he was gonna be like one of those like long sustaining characters in the game with you. Nah, man. Goes down pretty fast. Right,
yeah. Jackie, that's it. Thank you, Alvin. Jackie.
Yeah, Jackie.
That guy, you meet him, you get a montage of you guys being best friends.
Yup.
One mission in, Jackie's dead.
Jax, go. I was like, what happened? I was like, I didn't expect this. I didn't, like, I was playing, I was like, yo, this is a completely different game than I thought it was gonna be.
Well, in light of that, I will not speak too much about like spoilers. You know, I beat the game back a few years back when it, like, not too long after it came out. I beat the game on PC.
Yeah, you beat it during the flawed times.
Right, like I it was a struggle because like that final, I've said this before, that final mission, I almost quit on that final mission because it was bugged and I couldn't get past a certain part because there was this tank I had to shoot a door with, but the tank kept getting flipped over. Like literally, if a bullet hit the tank, it would flip up in the air and land on its head, and then I wouldn't be able to shoot the door, and I would have to just reset the mission. And so I was literally like resetting the mission for, I think it probably did maybe a dozen times before I started to really get frustrated. I had to basically rush the enemies and fight them as soon as they got off their chopper in order to keep them away from the tank, so that no errant shots hit the tank and flipped it over. Little things like that were really frustrating, but to its credit, Cyberpunk does have a good story. It has really good characters. Shout out to Pan Am. She's bae. And what was the other girl's name? The other girl was very cool too, the hacker. I forgot her name. But the characters are really good. It doesn't live up to the expectations that were set upon it. You got Witcher 3, which a lot of people feel like was the best RPG to come out last generation.
Definitely had some of the best DLC ever.
Right. Great DLC and everything. Thank you, Alvin. Judy's awesome. And then you get Cyberpunk, where like it's a good story, but I mean, I can't speak for Witcher 3, but people feel like Witcher 3 stories are better. Witcher 3's gameplay is better. The gunplay in Cyberpunk I thought was subpar. To be frank, I thought the gunplay was really weak, to the point where my Street Rat, I went with Street Rat on my first playthrough, and I tried to do Corpo on my second playthrough, but I got bored. But as a Street Rat, I basically just used samurai swords. I was just basically just rushing people and cutting everybody up because guns, I couldn't stand using the guns. And then when I did use the guns, I used pistols and shotguns at close range. So like I was just a close range fighter for the most part, but I kept to my melee weapons because I was basically like slicing people in half, and that actually looks pretty cool when you're doing that. But I might try this DLC out because the ending was kind of bittersweet. At least my ending was. There's multiple endings. Mine was kind of bittersweet, and I kind of want to see where my V is with everything that happened with my ending. And then what I hope with this DLC is that, and I've said this before, I hate when there is post-launch DLC that doesn't actually continue the story forward. I don't like DLC that comes out a year and a half after a game launches, and essentially you would need to play through the game again to actually get the full benefit of it. Like, I'm not saying that's what Phantom Liberty is, but I would hate for that to be the case. I would like it to be essentially picking up where the story left off in the main game. That would be perfect for me. So we'll see what happens. I'm willing to give it a shot on PC, of course. And one thing to note that I think what was part of the reason maybe why they definitely were going to do a free update for people who own the game on last gen is that this DLC is not supported by last generation. So you're not getting it on the Xbox One or PS4, and that's probably for the best. Honestly, they probably should have made the decision to not have this come out on last gen consoles at all, considering how poorly it ran on the last gen consoles.
The fact that they had to hide it from people. forever.
Yeah, which is, but
That
like
should- that should
they'll
told
never
you
live that
that.
down. That was so shit. They'll never live that down as far as I'm
They
concerned.
hid they literally hid that copy for months.
They
for
hit
people.
they hit, even though the PS5 and Xbox Series consoles were out, they didn't have a version for that, and so like those consoles were brute forcing a better performance into the game, but which still wasn't that much better to begin with. But even then, they only allowed reviews for the PC version, and even then, like reviewers couldn't use, if you were like say ACG or Skill Up, who actually does reviews on YouTube, you could not show your own footage. You had to show stock B-roll footage that they provided for you. That's anytime you see that's a ton of red flags. Anytime you see anything like that, this game is.
But as much as I want to give CD Projekt Red the smoke for that, all of these people knew that was the case, and they still gave that thing amazing scores. And they said that I didn't experience none of that stuff.
Yeah. Anyone who says, let me not go that far, because I know some people in this community who said they never experienced any bugs.
Well, Skill Up said he didn't experience, but I know a lot of people.
Skill Up has a yellow chair.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, I'm talking about. I know people in this community who said they played through the game, didn't have a single bug. Every one of them said they played it on PC. So there's that. But I played it on PC too, and I experienced a ton of bugs on PC. Not as much as we're on consoles. I didn't have
Did you experience the second coming of Rapture?
What do you mean?
I'm saying, did you experience the second coming of Rapture with all the bugs that were in the game when you played it on PC?
No, I don't know. I don't know why your second coming. What are you referencing?
I'm just saying that's how bad it was. The game was that badly optimized that people's PCs felt like they were going to burn up. It was so crazy.
Well, yeah, back then I had a 2070 Super. So you.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, like, not a bad card at all, right? But like, it's completely inadequate for this game. Without ray tracing, I think I was playing it at 1440p, very high settings, not ultra, and getting like 60 FPS. But if I turned on ray tracing, even with DLSS as an option and enabled, I was struggling to keep 60.
Man, your PC started sweating as soon as the cursor went over ray tracing. You didn't even have to enable it. It was like, oh my god, it started sweating. Like, can you imagine if they had like like if you had sensors? Well, they have sensors for all of your PC components, and say your sensor was tied to you had to have a wired mouse that was plugged into your PC, and your sensor or your mouse could sense the sensors on your computer, and as you instead of like clicking on it, you could just highlight it, and your PC will start doing some crazy thing to like set you like, this ain't gonna be good for this PC. Just start sweating or some crap.
Look, I'm gonna say this right. It's not in a 2070 Super is not a bad card. Right. Especially 2 years ago, if your game is crippling that GPU, you have an unoptimized piece of crap.
True.
And to go even further proof of the reason why the Red engine is a piece of crap engine is that even CD Projekt Red don't use it no more. Remember, like last year, or maybe it was earlier this year, they made an announcement of their partnership with Epic Games and how their next game, another Witcher game, is going to be on Unreal Engine 5.
Right.
They're done. They're done with their own proprietary engine, which just tells you how bad the engine that was. I mean, it makes Slipspace look like. makes Slipspace look like the Decima engine or something. It's just like that Red engine sucks. And yes, it can have amazing ray trace visuals. Like if you turned on It's a slideshow. But even with a 3090 Ti, it's a slideshow. But if you turned on ultra settings, 4K, native 4K, ray trace reflections, lighting, and shadows, just sit back and be amazed at how beautiful it is. And how beautiful Night City is at night. With the reflections and the like neon lights and the reflections off of the wet pavement, and it's there's very few games that look like that visually. And their lighting system was awesome on the Red Engine. Problem is, it's too all the assets in the game are too expensive. It's too hard to run it. So it is what it is. Like most people who played the game on PC and said, yeah, I ain't experienced no bugs, no ray tracing, played it at 1080p with DLSS performance on. So visually it looked like crap. But it ran great. And that's the benefit of the PC market, is that you can make that choice. I will sacrifice the visuals. I won't even get it to look halfway decent. That's the problem with the Red Engine in that game, is that if you didn't play it, like, there's very little middle ground. It either looked amazing or it looked horrible. It just looked, it was very hard to find a common middle ground. But decent game, just unfortunately way overhyped. You ready for this last topic, bro?
This could be a funny topic right here.
Why would you say such a thing?
Who took my ball, went home.
Oh, here we go.
My ball. It was my ball first. With my ball, I want my ball back.
So
I want my ball back.
a lot has happened since we last went live. Since episode 99, we've had Phil Spencer come out and stay in a article to The Verge that Cyberpunk is going to be, I said Cyberpunk, sorry, Call of Duty is going to be available on PlayStation for several more years after the marketing deal is done. He's tend to piss somebody off.
I have a question before you say that, Slow-Mo. What is the word? We got to set some ground rules here.
Oh, okay. We need to get definitions out.
We got to get definitions out. What is the word? What does the word several mean?
Several. Okay, let's go look up several real quick. Okay, let me go.
What is that? Because some people out there, what does several mean?
Definition. Okay, so from the Oxford Dictionary. Several. 3 syllables. A determiner, pronoun. More than 2, but not too many.
I love it. Very short, very short, very sweet. Continue with the rest. So now that we got the ground rules out of the way about what the word several means, continue with the rest of your thoughts, Slow-Mo.
More than 2, but not many.
Not many.
So Phil Spencer said that several more years Call of Duty will be available on PlayStation. This angered PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan. He was not happy with this at all. And he, I guess he was asked by GamesIndustry.biz, which I love. If you can follow any games media source,
I really love their. They get the best out of people.
Follow GamesIndustry.biz. They're very even down the middle. They're basically Switzerland when it comes to, like, any kind of bias. They tend to talk a lot about, like, developers you've never heard of, and they actually have a lot of, like, good topics. Sometimes they actually get to speak with developers. They talk about their process and how they work and stuff. But all that said, they're a good source. You know, follow them on Twitter. But they got this quote from Jim Ryan, and man, it's gold. It's gold.
He let all his personality out.
and you know, I don't know. I wonder how Jim feels about this quote at this point. I don't know. I think I know there are people in the PlayStation community that are championing Jim right now for his comments, and I know there are people on the Xbox side that feel like Jim is full of it.
Do you think he was on his couch on his phone when he gave this quote, or was he standing up at his desk when he gave this quote?
I think games industry biz caught him at the perfect time. He may have just seen Phil's comments. It was just like, what the F? And then he gets a call and he's like, oh, well, let me tell you how I feel real quick. And so this is what Ryan felt. He said, quote, I hadn't intended to comment on what I understood to be a private business discussion. Let me pause, put a pin in that real quick. He basically just called Phil out for basically speaking on private matters in the public. Why are you talking about our business discussions to just any daggone body, Phil? I thought this was private. Continue on, but I feel the need to set the record straight because Phil Spencer brought this into the public forum, Ryan said. Microsoft has only offered for Call of Duty to remain on PlayStation for 3 years after the current agreement between Activision and Sony ends. Stop right there, okay?
I was trying to figure out where the record needed to be set straight.
Right. 3 years. Let's go back to our definition of several. More than 2, but not many. Example, the author wrote several books. That's an example. That's there in the Oxford Dictionary, okay? You gotta do the voice when you do Oxford. Now, let's go back to Jim Ryan. Microsoft has only offered for Call of Duty to remain on PlayStation for 3 years after the current agreement between Activision and Sony ends. Well, Jim, 3 works for several. So,
words are hard.
Yeah, you know, like, you know, I think Jim's a little upset.
He's a little upset
because Jim is facing a reality that I said once this deal was made that everyone was going to have to face. Now, if you recall back, I did a live stream on my own birthday. I took time out of my special day to go live and to try to help people through this process. Excuse me. And what the process is that you need to come to the realization that eventually Call of Duty will not be on PlayStation. I can't tell you when it's not going to happen. I mean, I'm sorry. I can't tell you when it will happen, but it will happen one day. And you just gotta come to grips with it. Like this whole thing with the CMA, the FTC, Brazilian Commission, all these other regulatory commissions for other markets out there across the world. They're doing their due diligence. They're doing everything they need to do. Right.
Right.
But what eventually will happen here, whether there is some concessions that Microsoft will have to make, maybe there will be a commission that will like, hey, you gotta give them more than 3 years, even though I don't know why. But if they do say that, what eventually will happen is that time will eventually be up. And when time is up, the plans that Sony has put in place to have an alternative to Call of Duty, those plans better have hit rubber to road, and they better have actually been working, because eventually You don't have any leverage here, Sony. You're gonna eventually lose this game. Now, what I think, and I will say this real quick before we continue on with the quote, I do think there is a chance that beyond. Okay, so look, you got 2 years for the marketing deal. The marketing deal is up in 2024. You got 2 years. They're giving you 3 more years after that. You're several years, 3 more years. That's 5 years. It's 2022. That's 2027. What's more likely to happen in 2027? You're probably going to be looking at new consoles in 2027. PlayStation 6. So what Microsoft essentially do is conceding, letting you keep Call of Duty on PlayStation for this entire generation. But next generation, it's going to be different. Now, the only way I can see it staying on PlayStation beyond that point, and I want to see what your thought is with this. Forte, remember when they were talked to the Brazilian Commission, and they said, and everyone made a big deal about something that I think Brad Smith has said, the COO, I think he's the COO at Microsoft. He talked about how, with the way things are, Call of Duty wouldn't be profitable if they took the game off of PlayStation.
Right.
But then everyone focused in on that part. But then immediately after that, people ignored the sentence after that.
The dynamic part?
Yeah, well, he talked about what would need to change in order to make that work, in order to make it profitable. And what he talked about was the percentages here of who buys Call of Duty where. We need to shift. We would need to like having more hardware out in the wild being used. How does that happen? Well, let's go back to these 3 years.
Yep.
And I think these 3 years is what Jim Ryan is pissed about. And I'm going to get into what the rest of his statement, because I think the rest of his statement is talking about those 3 years. He's not just mad that he's getting 3 years. It's the quality of those 3 years that he's upset about. Because in those 3 years, they're not going to get the marketing.
Yep.
They're not going to get the beta at the same time as Xbox. They're not getting any of that stuff. I know this is conjecture on my part, me theorizing here, but based upon what he said here, and I'll read it, that's what was offered to him. Go ahead.
They gifted him 3 years, and that's basically them saying, "Listen, we're gonna give you."
I don't even call it a gift. I don't even think it's generous. They need 3 years.
But yeah, they need the 3 years because like you said, what Brad Smith said, he was like if the dynamic changes, and the only way you know if the dynamic changes is if you do the things you need to do on your end, like how Call of Duty was before last generation.
Yes, they need a slow migration, because people aren't going to just be like, look, if they did it this year, Modern Warfare 2 comes out, right? Let's say the deal finished tomorrow, okay? And Call of Duty Modern Warfare is going to be on Game Pass. That gets announced, right? And they wouldn't do this, but let's say they canceled Modern Warfare 2 on PlayStation. They will probably get sued, but whatever. Let's say they cancel. Some casual Call of Duty player who don't even know Microsoft bought Activision, don't even know Activision makes Call of Duty, don't know anything. He just plays COD. He walks into your GameStop, Forte, and he's like, yo, give me that Call of Duty. Let's go. Give me that Call of Duty. And you go, all right, cool. And you grab the Xbox Series Call of Duty, and you drop it on the table. He looks at it, he looks back at you, and he looks at it, he's like, nah, my bad. I didn't clarify. I want the PlayStation version of Call of Duty. And then you go, yeah, there ain't no PlayStation version. It's just on Xbox now. This guy walked into the store expecting to spend a minimum $70.
Yep.
Now he got to spend a minimum $370 to play Call of Duty.
They just go walk out the store.
There we go. So this is why they want 3 years. It's not to be generous to PlayStation. Yep. It's because they don't want to lose money. So they want the game to sell on PlayStation while slowly people start to see the marketing change, the commercials. So Call of Duty, and then it goes, Xbox at the end. They want the people that start to understand, man, when's the beta coming out? The beta's already out on Xbox? Let me check on PlayStation. PlayStation ain't got the beta? Oh, man. Wait a minute. Call of Duty's in Game Pass? Oh, man. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. They got exclusive maps? Oh, man. That's when people start to go back to Xbox. The way back in 2014, when PlayStation had that, people said, sorry, Xbox, I'm going to PlayStation. That's how that works. So that 3 years after taking the marketing back, taking all the goodies back and the perks back, where does the numbers fit now? Now Brad Smith is like, where Brad Smith was talking about the dynamics have changed. That's when they're going to be like, okay, how many people are buying Call of Duty on Xbox versus PlayStation now? And if it still isn't where they want it to be, they'll go back to jump. They'll keep it over there. They'll give them another 3 years. But guess what's going to happen when the dynamics are exactly where they want it to be? It's only on Xbox. Deal with it. That's the eventual reality that you gotta come to. I'm gonna finish. Let me tell you everything else that Jim Ryan said here, and you'll see what I'm saying about him being upset about what they're offering. It's the years isn't only it. It's the quality of the years. He said after almost 20 years of Call of Duty on PlayStation, their proposal was inadequate on many levels. That right there tells you it's not just about the years. Their proposal was inadequate on many levels and failed to take account of the impact on our gamers.
Our gamers.
Yeah. Who was once Xbox gamers. But
I always look at that as like our gamers, and I'm like, you mean gamers in general? Because gamers that play Call of Duty are just gamers. They just happen to play on a particular platform. That's it.
That's the look. When you deal with the Holy Trinity, when I call it the Holy Trinity, like the big games, and only one of them is different worldwide than is the United States. In the United States, it's Madden, but in worldwide, it's FIFA. Then it's 2K. And then it's Call of Duty. Those three games, there are people who are barely gamers and wouldn't even call themselves gamers. They're super casual, but they play them games. It's the only games they buy all year round. They don't give a crap about your platform. They don't know who Jim Ryan is. They don't know who Phil Spencer is. They don't know who Sarah Bond is. They think Sega still makes consoles. They know who
Ronnie 2K. They know who Ronnie 2K is, though.
Right.
They know who that guy is for 2K. They're like, oh man, I got a problem with you, Ronnie. What you do to my game?
They just play Call of Duty. They play 2K. They play Madden or FIFA. That's it. They don't care about the first party. They don't care about Halo. They don't care about Uncharted. They don't care about God of War. They don't care about The Last of Us. They don't even know what that is. Gears of War? What? What is that? Is that about watches? What's the Gears of War? They don't care. They play just and this is why those games are at the top of the annual NPD or whatever sales chart you want to look at for the region every single year.
Yep.
Jim doesn't want to lose those guys. Those guys primarily are playing on PlayStation for Call of Duty because he had all the perks. But now he's going to lose all those perks because Microsoft bought the cow. So to continue on, he says, we want to guarantee PlayStation gamers continue to have the highest quality Call of Duty experience. That right there, the highest quality, continue to have the highest quality Call of Duty experience. What they're getting right now is benefits. If I was a person, and this is very much like how I felt about Destiny 1 back in the day. I felt like I shouldn't have to spend $60 on a game with less content than PlayStation's game. When I played Destiny on Xbox, I'm like, I'm missing out on the best weapons. Some of the raids aren't there. Not the raids, the strikes aren't there. And there's like this huge, like, it was a year time before that stuff could show up on Xbox. I wasn't getting the highest quality Destiny experience. What they're talking about, what Jim Ryan's talking about, is that he wants PlayStation gamers to continue to have the beta early.
Yep.
The maps early.
Yep.
All the benefits they've been enjoying since 2015, 2014.
Yep.
On their platform, even after the deal is done. The marketing deal is done.
Because he felt like they would have renewed that deal with Activision if it wasn't for the fact that Microsoft is purchasing them, which also lets you kind of know that the writing's kind of on the wall with this whole purchasing scenario acquisition with them. Because if Jim Ryan is coming out and saying this stuff, he probably already knows what the scenario of this, you know, even though it hasn't been announced yet, they kind of already know where this is heading.
Right. And which it could be posturing. It could be negotiation tactic. You ask for more than you know that you're going to get so that you end up with parity. Like you come out and say, I want us to continue to get everything early before everyone else, knowing that in a negotiation, you're going to eventually give that up. And then hopefully you end with everyone gets it all at the same time. You know, like that's a negotiation tactic. So maybe he's doing that.
It is a negotiation tactic, but it doesn't fit when the person you're trying to get it from is the owner of it, and they have a platform, and they have a platform of their own that they want to do that same exact thing for. Right. So it works for a third party. See, this is the thing. Jim Ryan's treated like Activision is still third party. If this deal goes down, they will be a first party publisher for Microsoft. And I think this is the thing. I think a lot of people truly didn't think that Microsoft had the goal to truly be in this. Like, they knew they were willing to be in gaming, but they didn't know how much they were truly willing to be in it. And then 7 billion happened. Then 70 billion happened. And now we're like, yo, Microsoft's 100% bought in now. I mean, at this certain point.
Real quick, I just wanted to
go ahead.
To acknowledge that I put in my Spider-Man gameplay of Deku as Spider-Man.
Nice.
It's so cool.
I see it. Yeah, but I think that's the biggest thing. But the other thing that really just kind of speaks to all this is just the fact that it's like, I never understood why a company just can't understand. Like, I understand you want to compete and you want your platform to be, you know, the leader, but I just think that Jim is looking like this, like, I can't win this fight. Now he's, like you said, is pondering at this point because he can't win the
posturing.
fight.
He's posturing.
Oh, I said, posturing, not pondering. But yeah, he's posturing to a situation because he know this is a fight he can't win. Like, there's no, like, you can't argue something that you have no control over. And the fact that, and this is also, Microsoft also, $70 billion is a lot of money. So on top of them saying, okay, we definitely want to see what the dynamic over the next 5 years is going to be with Call of Duty. You know, they're going to leverage Game Pass. I see OBM said this in the chat. You know, they're going to leverage Game Pass for the first 2 years. You still are going to have the marketing deal, but that doesn't stop them from putting it inside of Game Pass once they own it. And that kind of lets you kind of know that was Call of Duty's deal seems to not be seems to not eliminate that. Maybe that deal was signed before all of this stuff started happening with Game Pass, and that's why I think it's only 2 years left on that deal. So maybe they signed it like 2 or 3 years ago. It was probably a 5-year deal or something, but it doesn't seem like they can't put it in there. So they're going to leverage Game Pass as soon as they get the acquisition. It probably won't be this year's Call of Duty, but most likely next year Call of Duty will be going up against PlayStation. They wouldn't be able to talk about the marketing of it, but they could throw out a trailer and say, hey, this game in there, that game, and all you gotta do is just see Call of Duty's on there, and that's it. But I also think over the course of those last 3 years, like you said, Slow-Mo, Microsoft is seeing how much of that 70 billion, not just from Activision itself, because Call of Duty does sell a lot on PlayStation, but how much of that money can they recoup over the course of that 3 years too? Because if they can recoup enough of that money, and then they also see the dynamics sway enough to the point where PlayStation isn't 2-1 or 3-1, and maybe it's more 2-1 on Xbox, because you got your Game Pass subscribers, you also got people that's buying the game natively, you got people that's probably playing it in cloud network services and stuff like that. You know, the world, there's more gamers now in 2022 than there was in 2019. Yeah. You know, a lot of people started playing games, so the pie could have just gotten bigger. And then at that point, Microsoft said, okay, well, you still sell 15 million copies of the game on your system, but we're seeing an uplift in all of the other services that we play on. You know, we're seeing a good uplift on mobile. We're seeing a good uplift on PC. You know, and that's a whole nother dynamic. You know, the PC market. Microsoft literally will control 2/3 of the market when it comes to Call of Duty and where it's played at, because PC is also a hub for that, and they own it over there too. So I think it's just it's disingenuous to feel like, especially coming out there making it seem like Phil Spencer did something wrong, because this is something he's been talking about for a while now. He always said that Call of Duty was going to be available there.
I do want to acknowledge this, and I think this needs to be said. Like, none of these people are your friend.
Oh, like, absolutely not.
Phil Spencer definitely has been trying to portray a certain image of things publicly that they're doing that's different than what he's been saying behind the scenes. Like, he's Uncle Phil in public. Yeah, we want everyone to enjoy games. Everybody enjoy games. He said the same stuff as ZeniMax Media. You saw how that turned out, right?
Oh, yeah.
We want everybody to enjoy the amazing IP and games that Bethesda makes. And then as soon as the deal was done, if you got Game Pass, if you got Game Pass, but if you ain't got Game Pass, you ain't getting these games, which is always going to be an option open for PlayStation. If you want to, hey, look, you want to put Game Pass on your platform, we down with that. You want to get these games, you can always do that. That's always an option. You can talk.
I always find it real interesting how a lot of people argue the fact that why would PlayStation want Game Pass on there. I always look at it as like, why wouldn't they want a curated version of Game Pass? Like, of course you wouldn't get the version of Game Pass that has all the third-party games and stuff on it like that. It would probably just be the curated just Xbox stuff, which is a whole ecosystem at this point now, that if you don't even have access to those games. And some people say, well, we did have access to Call of Duty. Well, you don't anymore. So I'm looking at it like, why not have a curated version of Game Pass on PlayStation? And think about that. A lot of people would probably buy a PlayStation still, because that ultimately would probably be the best system out there. Because you could play Xbox games on it, you could play PlayStation games on it. You know, it still has most of the PC games outside of like a lot of the RTSs and some of the MMOs and stuff will be on there. But it would be like kind of the creme de la creme box for consoles at that point. And I don't know why people wouldn't want that to be on there. People keep saying, well, it would conflict with PlayStation Premium, with their own online services and stuff like that. I'm like, not really, because they're offering stuff that service can't even have on it, because there's games on that service that aren't available on that service. So it's just, I always just looked at that as kind of weird, but in general, I do think this whole 3-year thing and the way that he's been talking about it, it was like, Phil Spencer, he, took stuff that was said in a confidential conversation or a private conversation, and I want to set the record straight. And I'm saying, like, what record did you set straight? The fact that the man said he said several years, and you just literally said a word that gave 3 years on it, which is, like you said, say it again, Slow-Mo. Say it in your Oxford verse. What is that statement again?
Oh, hold on. I gotta get my Oxford back out. More than 2, but not many.
But not too many. Not too many.
But like all of this is what I'm saying is that, like, these guys are all businessmen, man. They're all businessmen.
All they are.
And so, like, yeah, of course, Phil is talking to regulators, and he's talking about how he wants to, we are committed. We have the desire. We'll talk about desire again. We have the desire to keep it on PlayStation, but it happens. Maybe they don't want to play ball with us. Maybe they don't want to give us what we want. Maybe, things change. We desire to keep it there, but 3 years is all we could do.
And guess what? It may never, but this is the funny thing. People overreacted, and it may never not come off of PlayStation because there is not an indefinite tie to that statement.
Yeah, there isn't. But that's on purpose. That's PR talk. It's
PR
definitely coming off of PlayStation at some point.
That's their way of saying that we legally we have a exit point if we want it.
And also it could be, I mean, this could be in various different ways. We could go back to what Jim said about we want to guarantee PlayStation gamers continue to have the highest quality Call of Duty experience. What if all that was offered was you get to keep Warzone for the rest of the generation?
And you still lose the rest of Call of Duty?
Warzone's Call of Duty.
It is Call of Duty. Now, we don't know exactly.
And hold on. What did they say about ZeniMax Media, right? We will continue to support the games, the legacy games that are, and think about what they're supporting. Elder Scrolls Online. They also support Minecraft on PlayStation. Minecraft ain't had a sequel. It's the same game. So, of course, expansions and whatever kind of stuff they do for Minecraft will show up on PlayStation because you got people who
Minecraft stuff over there. They got Minecraft Legends is going over there. Minecraft Dungeons released on PlayStation.
Minecraft is slightly different. But think about how they did ZeniMax Media. Elder Scrolls Online and this expansion will continue to come on PlayStation because they don't want to leave those players behind. Those are still those players who bought Elder Scrolls Online, get the expansions. They don't want to be left behind and be forced to go in order to continue on playing through the game. They gotta go buy an Xbox and start over again. That's messed up. They get that, and they know that most people just won't do it. So you're just basically just losing money at that point. But Starfield, brand new IP, single player. That doesn't fit. Redfall, brand new IP, single player. Doesn't fit. Fallout, the next Fallout, single player game that was not on the other platform. No one else has bought it yet on a different platform, and therefore there's no one being left behind there. It doesn't fit. So you take that and apply that to these Call of Duty single player annual games. Your stuff doesn't carry over from last year's Call of Duty to the next. But what does carry over? Warzone. So Warzone will be supported, absolutely. And I think that's a guarantee that any of us, not being in any boardrooms, can pretty much say at this point. But I mean, what if that was what he really offered? And he's saying Call of Duty because Warzone is Call of Duty.
That's true.
And Warzone does have the majority of, like, if you look at concurrent players, it's got more players on a daily basis than any of the other, like Vanguard and what was it? Cold War? It was the one previously, right?
Yeah. Cold War was the one before.
It's got more players than that, so it's like you're still getting that. I'm just saying that, like, eventually, what people need to realize is that eventually it's think it will come off of there. And I think Sony knows that. They may be doing what they can to try to like pull out a Hail Mary with the regulators and stuff. But what it really, we see by the moves that they make, and apparently even some stuff that's come out about one of the studios that they're working with, Deviation Games, where apparently they got like they're bleeding talent right now. But whether that's been confirmed or not, I don't know. I'm just saying that like that's kind of a rumor that's out there at the moment. But they are heavily investing in Deviation and Haven. Fire Sprite, there's another studio I can't remember that's working on a shooter that they're working with. They got Guerrilla Games, the second studio, working on a multiplayer shooter where they stole devs from. That's too harsh of a word, but they acquired developers to work on that once worked on Rainbow Six Siege. You got Factions 2 eventually coming out at some point within the next 2 years, hopefully. And this is their game plan. If Call of Duty isn't as important to your annual revenue at that point when the 3 years are up after marketing in 2027, then when Microsoft makes that move, it doesn't matter to you, because we got this game and that game and Factions 2 and SOCOM remake or whatever the heck that Guerrilla's working on. You got all these other games to turn to, and hopefully the reason why they're doing 12 live service games is they're hoping one of them really hits, because if one of them's an Apex Legends, you're good. Because Apex Legends, although a multi-plat, super successful, doesn't get as many players as Call of Duty, but you own it. And if you own it, you're getting 100% of all the revenue that it generates. If you own it and you're gonna come out next year with your own launcher on PC, you then can get 100% of all the revenue it generates, and you can draw people into your PC app the same way that Epic draws people into Epic Game Store by keeping Fortnite only on Epic Game Store. And PC gamers, you can say whatever you want about PC gamers. They complain about stuff not being on Steam, but the most played PC games currently aren't on Steam.
Yeah, they not.
Fortnite is not on Steam.
Nope.
Valorant is not on Steam, and it's soon to be on the Microsoft Store of all places.
Yeah, that's weird.
League of Legends is not on Steam. So, although Steam's the big money maker, you can survive without putting your games on Steam. They're going to do it for now because they don't have a storefront. They don't have any other way of getting their games out there, and that's smart for them. Genshin Impact, now on Steam. So there's a path here for Sony. They just gotta compete.
This is your gameplay is making me laugh. It's making me cry.
What's wrong with my gameplay?
Why is it's just looking at Deku? Every time I look, I had to turn it off and I turned it back on. And he's up here saving people falling down a shaft. It's just so. Is this a mod?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
You didn't know that was a mod?
I know it's a mod. I just didn't know that they had a Deku mod.
Yeah, look, they got Kermit the Frog. That one looks weird. Like Kermit out there, like I can't do it. I can't do Kermit. They got Uncle Ben's gravestone. No lie, Uncle Ben's gravestone moving around. His gravestone, bro.
Oh my god, they dirty, bro.
They got Norman Osborn as Peter Parker, him fighting crime and stuff. There's Mary Jane. They got other little mods, like they got mods where they take the Black Cat's mask off for the entirety of the DLCs and stuff like that. Lucius said there's a Sonic the Hedgehog mod. It probably sucks.
Probably does.
It's because Sonic sucks. I just like to say that. But yeah, it's really easy. It's really easy to mod. They have a modding tool that someone created for the Spider-Man remaster, and it's just like you literally just download the mod, load it up in the tool, hit install, it does all the work for you.
Yeah, it looks like they're it looks like they're very, very well done. It's like the animations and everything look like it's on point. He's just looking at Deku, was like his mouth doesn't move. He just looks like,
yeah, that's the only thing is that like there's not gonna be any lip sync or anything.
Yeah,
when
I understand that, but it's just funny seeing it. It's like people talking to him, and then he's just huge compared to everybody else.
He's really a tiny guy, but they had to kind of make him like, in order to make it work, the same height as Peter Parker. So, yeah.
No, it's cool looking at this. I was like, this is funny.
Yeah. Is there anything else about this whole Jim Bryan, Phil Spencer, Call of Duty, Activision stuff you want to talk about?
It's just crazy just to see where we are now. You know, ever since Tim Sweeney went back crazy on Twitter during the Epic versus Apple stuff, CEOs and stuff have been coming out of the woodwork saying, yo, crazy this, crazy that, just spilling all the corporate messaging all over the media waves and stuff.
Love it. I love the tea being spilled. So, one of my favorite things last year was reading all them emails.
Oh yes.
that came out of the Apple Epic lawsuit. Loved
those emails was lit.
Loved it.
And Tim would come out and address the emails after the fact.
It was great.
I was like, yo, just messy, dog.
I said it on Scumcast last week. I was like, my hope is that like one of these regulators for this deal starts demanding certain things, data, whatever, from Sony and Microsoft to prove their claims.
Yeah.
And we start to get like some actual like answers to some of the questions that we have. You know, clearly with Microsoft never posting like hard concrete numbers that people want to know, like that stuff getting out. Excuse me. One thing I definitely want to know is last generation, how many of PlayStation's, and I know Sony's got these numbers, they got to, because they can just track the people's, their accounts, and how many games that they play, and their trophy levels, the achievements and stuff. But like, I want to know the data on how many people bought Call of Duty on PlayStation and played nothing else.
That's true. I want to know that too.
I want to know that information, because Sony definitely got that information, and I think that's part of the reason why they are fighting for keeping certain things as hard as they are.
Yeah, you might be right about that, but it's like, until you get everybody on board and wanting to hear that message, it's gonna be crazy. But I just think it's really funny, really interesting, and this has probably been the most entertaining couple of weeks. And still, guess what? We're still not talking about games, because ain't nobody talking about games. All the games are getting delayed, and we're still waiting to hear information about games that are still coming out this year, and hope they come out this year. But guess what? These CEOs and these industry people, they letting us know all the smoking information, and it's been great. But it also just reminds you that these, like you said, Slow Mo,
they're not your friend.
They're not your friends, but they're human. They're also human too, because Jim Ryan's quote was a human response to something he did not like, and he felt like, and part of this is probably has to do, like you said, being very, very I think he's very, very in tune to what the PlayStation Nation is actually about and the things that they want to hear from him. And I think that was him basically coming out and like basically speak on the behalf of his players and stuff. So
I'm fighting for you.
Yeah, I don't think, like, I think he's crazy for thinking that he deserves more than he's getting, because
I don't think Jim Ryan, you have to be kind of dim to think that you can tell someone who bought something that they should disadvantage their own players for your benefit. Like what? Like, no, I don't think he really believes that. That's what I think it was a negotiation. Yeah,
that's how I feel. It's like I'm sitting there like, I don't think he's stupid because he made all his money in the year over in the UK market, and that's how he became head of PlayStation. So he's not dumb, but he also knows that he can't show weakness. And I think that's his way of kind of standing up and, let's be for real, Twitter and places like that, or just gaming news, like you said, gaming.biz being a really good sounding off board for a lot of people. I think that is another way that they get this information and stuff out there, like how they feel. And that's kind of where we are with this type of acknowledgement of kind of thoughts and just overall ideology and stuff. People just want to kind of know what's going on. And I guess if you can't talk about the games that you're making, you could talk about all the backroom deals that went awry. Because like I said, I don't think Phil said pretty much anything differently than he's always said. I think a lot of the stuff has kind of just changed with just the company of them getting the acquisition of stuff, because like you said, before the purchase of ZeniMax, it was always like, we want to keep as many people inside the ecosystem as possible and everything like that. But it just also came down to, as soon as that deal went through, wherever Game Pass is. And I think this is just giving you a kind of a window into the future of where this deal is going to go, because I think if Jim Ryan is reacting to it the way he is, I think that this deal is probably going to get, like we were talking about it a couple of weeks ago, Slow-Mo, when do we think this deal is going to get done? They said by into their business year of next year, but I'm starting to think this is going to get done this year. This
I think I don't know about this year now, but with the CMA, with the CMA.
Oh well, yeah, with the CMA stuff now,
yeah,
because that
it's probably not this year.
Popped up.
Yeah,
because they still got it. Then the whole consent decree stuff that's popping up. So you're probably right on that. But I don't think it's going to take until the end of the middle of their year next year. I think it will be a little bit sooner than that. But that's all, man. It's a great conversation.
Absolutely. Shout out to everybody that's come through. Shout out to 61 people who are here listening to us discuss these awesome topics. And we're gonna get on to the last thing, which is the giveaway thing. So we there aren't really a lot of games out right now that people want. If this was like November, we'd be like, hey, we're giving away God of War Ragnarok, right? But ain't November. It's 3 months from now. So what we're gonna do is probably give away gift cards. So gift card for Xbox, a gift card for PlayStation. And Forte, what do you think? What should be the method of us giving that out? What do you think? Should it be like a trivia question?
Oh, that's a good question.
Should I just throw a code in the chat or something?
I don't know, because half the people don't even respond to the code in the chat. You want to know who got it, they don't even say it. So I don't trust
exactly, y'all. Man. If some random in the chat gets it and then he don't say nothing.
He don't say nothing.
He or she. Let me not just.
I'm looking at Slow-Mo as I say that. Slow-Mo probably be getting those codes in the chat. Don't say nothing.
I'm never too fast. I be trying.
Do you actually be trying to get the ones that Enrique be dropping in the chat sometimes?
Maybe. Sometimes, maybe.
I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes when I'm sitting there, like if I'm editing, like the last couple of videos I was editing, I was listening to RDX. And I know that Hargy is always in there. And I was like, man, Hargy gonna drop some couple codes in here. So I'll be having the Xbox window up. Or I'll have like different windows up already, and then he'll drop a code, and before I can even hit copy, that code already used. I was like, what's going on? I was like, man, I saw the code pop up and I still ain't get it, man. It's cool, man. But yeah. Honestly, yeah, let's just, because the easiest way to do is if you had the generator up, you could pull it by people in the chat, but you didn't have that set up for it, so we could do that for the next time we want to duo.
Yeah, I'm trying to get in to get the, because I was so busy that I wasn't able to get the gift cards quite yet, but it's like What the heck? Give me a second, because it's like I was trying to go on Xbox and just pay for one real quick, and it's like create an Xbox profile, and I'm like, what? I have an Xbox. I've had one for 13 years.
Are you logged out of it?
13 plus years, but at least for this one. No, well, I signed in, and it's like, I don't know. Let me get this figured out. Give me a second, man.
Slow-mo was not prepared, y'all. But no, so what do you guys, in general think about do you think the CMA is going to make this a more troublesome get for Microsoft? Do you think the sit decree is going to extend this out a little bit longer? Do you even think there's going to be one? Because our boy Saudi Nadella was like, I don't think we need to do a sit decree, and I'm thinking you probably do, because they want them. That's a legal binding piece of article right there, and kind of makes you. They kind of want to make sure everything stays on the level, but I do think about that. Shout out to Bunty with the $2 super chat. Says congratulations, keep up the great work. Really, really appreciate it. Nope, all formalities. Lucius says there will be a one, but I don't think it will be extensive. I want Sony's dirty deals to be made public, like everyone we heard before today. Yo, yeah, Hogue did do it. Hogue be doing something. He be doing the Lord's work out here, man. He be covering stuff. He be putting people on blast on Twitter. It's been great. I done seen people I done seen the side of Hogue. Shout out to the other people that live in Michigan. Once again, another reason why Slow-Mo should come visit. We got lawyers here too, Slow-Mo. Lawyers that know what they're talking about. But it's a good time. Do you think Xbox would accept having to sign one for 10 years? That's a lot of time in the tech world.
Did you get Bunty's super chat?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, what do you think about that, Slow-Mo? When it comes to the dissent decree, do you think Microsoft would be willing to sign a 10-year one?
No. 10 years? No,
that's a long time in tech, bro.
Now, like, there's no way they can make them keep Call of Duty over there in perpetuity. They couldn't make them do it like forever. But like 10 years sounds egregious to me. That sounds like that's not going to happen.
True Serious says, I think it will go through next year and no games next year, and that's typical Xbox. Well, if it goes through next year, don't have a game. It's called Call of Duty. It'll just be first party and still be on PlayStation.
Yeah, I got my code. So like, all right, so this one is a $25 Xbox gift card. Okay, so have you come up with a trivia question?
Oh no, I was engaging
with
the chat.
You were just running your mouth.
I was just running.
I gotta do everything. I gotta get the gift card. I gotta get the trivia question.
Listen, I can give you. We could give. So you already gave out.
It should be a trivia question that's about DPS. Because look, the reason why we're doing this, one, I didn't promote it on Twitter because I didn't want people showing up that don't watch the show. Just coming here to get a gift card. Yeah, we could have more live viewers, but that's not the point, and I don't care about that. Well, one is to make sure that the people who've been supporting us and watching and super chatting and becoming channel members and all this other stuff.
I got one.
Would actually get it. So like, if it's I'm saying all that to say, it should be a trivia question that is related to DPS in some way.
All right, so I got one. You ready? It's an easy one, but only the people that were here from the beginning will know it.
I don't want you to just say it and then it's an easy trivia question, and then someone says in the chat is like, give me my gift card. So just text it to me. What's your question?
I can text you I can just say the question and not the answer.
But then it gives people time to figure it out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll text it to you. Jesus Christ, you want too much.
I'm asking for a trivia question. That's too much.
Yes, it is. This is what happens when we're not doing DPS every day. We argue about everything. Remember we used to argue all the time and everybody thought that's all we were going to do was argue with each other?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Let's see.
Are you typing?
Yes.
Because I don't want any dead air or anything like that. Lucy says the Force 10-year deal was 25% the age of the entire industry.
All right, I texted to you.
Okay. Let's see what this question is. Do you even know the answer to this?
I do know the answer to it.
Type me the answer. Because I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer to this question.
You don't know the answer to it? That
no.
means it's a good question.
I don't remember, man. I have an idea. Okay. See, that's my answer. This might be too easy.
I told you it's easy, but that's only easy for people that been here from the beginning.
True. All right, let's do it. Okay, so here's the question. Everybody get ready. The question is, what was the first game that Forte and I streamed together? Just the two of us playing the game streamed together.
Diablo 4. Oh, he's talking about something else.
No, that's old, man.
Yeah, so yeah, I just happened to be. I just looked up and saw Diablo 4.
People are in the YouTube search looking.
I don't think we. The funny thing.
Railzair says my boyfriend dungeon. Absolutely not.
No, I think that was my daughter, and Zalker is going to keep running with that. And no. Wait, so
Abacab says Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect 2 is a single player game.
Doesn't even have multiplayer.
No. Texas says Destiny. Well, I thought this would be easy. Texas says Destiny 1. Destiny. I don't think I've ever played Destiny 1 with Forte.
No, I didn't even know. I didn't know slow mo with Destiny 1 came. Oh yeah, I did. I take that back.
Peppa Pig. No, I don't think I've ever played Peppa Pig. I can see Forte playing it, but
I don't even think that even has. I don't even think I installed that on Game Pass.
Green Potato says Halo 4. Nope. Arcade says Borderlands. I cannot believe no one knows this, man. Borderlands 2. No, this is a shock. I stand corrected. This was a very good question.
I told you the only people that would really truly know is the people that was here for the very. So y'all wasn't here in the beginning, huh? So we got 50 people that wasn't here for the very first couple of episodes of DPS where we talked about this consistently. No, it's definitely not Fortnite because I couldn't stand Fortnite. Zero build mode did not exist back then.
Right. I just started liking Fortnite. So yeah. Let me go get the other gift card.
So we'll give if we don't get a hit in the chat before he gets back with the other gift code, and send me your Cash App, Slow-Mo, and I'll send you money for the second one.
Okay. PUBG. Then, nope, not PUBG.
Oh, hell no, I can't stand it. Do I look like Randall Thor 19? Definitely ain't playing that game. I hated PUBG. Hated it.
Shout out to Arch War Angel for subbing to the channel. Appreciate you.
Shout out Arch War Angel. How you doing, brother?
And said what's up in the chat. Big Matt Mo says Destiny 2. No, we have never streamed that together. We played it together, but never streamed it together.
Never streamed it.
Dirt 5. Nah. I barely played Dirt 5, like 5 seconds of it. When did y'all start DPS channel? Oh my.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Terrible, man.
It's
terrible.
100 episodes in, so 2 years
I'm surprised
ago,
no one has just gone through.
All you gotta do is just go through our channels and you can find it.
Yeah, it's yeah.
It's a stream on one of our channels.
Yeah,
It's a stream on one of our channels.
It's yeah. It's yeah. It's terrible, man. Terrible. I'm surprised no one has just not like just gone through.
All you gotta do is just go through our channels and you can find it. Somebody could have found it by now.
Yeah, I'm shocked no one has found it by now. I think it's so late. Some people have like.
I'm actually about to find out exactly where it is. I'm about to look for it myself. Where is it on the list? If nobody, oh,
Avengers Bleeding Edge. I like Bleeding Edge.
Holy crap! The thing actually says DPS podcast in it. So y'all definitely can just find it if y'all want. We actually titled it DPS podcast.
We Wilfrey, what's the time period we started the show? We started the show.
We started here. I can tell you exactly. I have a playlist for the channel, for the podcast, and
Archway says Road Company. I wish it that Arch War. I wish it was Road Company. But no.
First episode of DPS was June 24th, 2020. June 24th. Oh, look at those thumbnails.
Hold on now.
We got somebody? Bleeding Edge. No.
Do we want to accept that?
What?
Look at the chat.
I'm looking. Where? Who are we talking about? Oh. First two episodes, CPS. Yep, we have to. Yep, take it.
Okay. Shout out to Truth Serum for getting the right answer. It Takes Two.
That is it.
Game of the year last year.
Yep, the first one I watched you guys play was It Takes Two. That is the answer. Shout out to you.
Shout out to Truth Serum.
I'm looking at it too on because it was on my channel, and I'm looking. That thing actually says DPS podcast live stream on it. Where was that live stream?
So Truth Serum, do you have Twitter? You have Twitter? Because I can DM you the code on Twitter. Just send me a DM, and we'll get that straight away. People still says Army of Two.
Army of Two. April 28th, 2021 is when we streamed that.
Yep, and we never finished it.
Because you didn't want to finish it.
Whatever, I was ready to finish it. You just
so where you want to go finish it? We still can go finish it.
Whenever.
Do you remember? Do we remember where we at? We probably got to start over, don't we?
I'm not starting over.
Oh, well, we should figure it out. I think I was playing.
I'm not starting over.
I think I was played as the female in this relationship in that game too.
Yo, how do you get a PlayStation gift card? I don't understand why this is so difficult.
I be wondering how hard he gets all his codes. It's like he has a spam bot on command. He just gets codes.
Let me just Google PlayStation.
I know you can get them straight from Amazon and they email you the code, but I don't know how long it takes.
Yeah, that's probably gonna have to be the method I go with.
What is that? So speaking of which, we didn't talk about. We talked about a little bit last week, but this whole, like you said, we talk about co-op games. It Takes Two, great game, great co-op game. How do you guys really feel? Like, truly feel that campaign split screen has been canceled? Like, not just delayed, like put out to pasture, thrown in the bushes. How do y'all feel? Do you even care that got canceled, or are you feeling a little way about it? Let's be for real. Let's have a legit conversation. And how do you guys really feel about that? What's the name? Alabacab said it. Email is instant from Amazon.
Cool. Truth Serum. Make sure. Okay, I'm writing down that I need Truth Serum to send me a DM on Twitter. And I'm about to get the other one. Forte, hit us with another trivia question, sir.
Yeah, I'm trying not to make it as hard as the last one, even though it was super easy.
That was super easy.
It was easy, but that's okay. It was actually entertaining listening to y'all crazy ass answers. Like, y'all, do y'all really know us? Who's gonna fucking play PUBG? Let's see. How can I trust your roadmap when you can't hit deadlines and you break promises? Yeah. War Angel says I don't care. Abacab says I really don't care because I don't co-op online. Oh, Texas said what got canceled? I missed it. Bunty was like Halo. they didn't cancel Halo. They just canceled split screen. You know, the thing that, you know, a lot of people complained about not being in the game day one, and now they're perfectly fine. Like, who really cares? It's just split screen. It's like, okay. True Seer said he doesn't have he doesn't have Twitter, sir.
Oh my.
Do us
yeah.
well, no, what?
Okay.
He can drop. He can. True? Are you in the Discord? Because you are a 10%er, so
yeah.
If you're in the Discord, we could just, or if you're on Discord, he can just send you a Discord message.
We'll figure it out. True, sir. Through Discord is fine. If you need me to email it to you, I guess I could do that too. We'll figure it out.
Razar says my only problem with it is they promised it. I think that's everybody's promise.
They promised it indefinitely. They said every Halo going forward would have it, and then
we'll have it. Yeah. They cancel it. Lucius Augustus says split screen co-op is only being used by 1% of the people who play the game. That being said, for those people,
Rose, that's a great. True Storm, put your gamer tag in the chat, and I'll send it to you that way.
Make sure you play games on there, True Serum, because you know we're gonna be checking it. Gotta make sure we're giving our codes away to legit gamers. Make sure you actually play your games. I don't care if you just play one, but you got to play it at least. Let's see. Old couch co-op. I've never played split screen on any Halo. Solo or online multi for me. Yeah, I just started watching YouTube streams a year ago. Gears of War. Yep. That's why you never promise anything in perpetuity. You don't know what the future holds.
Arch War Angel says, how do I join the 10%ers? That's real easy, man. You just hit the join button to become a channel member. We made it real simple for like the base level is just, I think it's is it $1?
It's $1, yeah.
Yes, it's $1. It's $1 to join on my channel, and then also like
it's actually 50% off. It's actually 50% off for your first month, so it's only 50 cents for the first month.
Oh, I didn't even know that. That's what's up.
Yeah, YouTube doing.
I got the code. Did you want to
Oh yeah, I could. So you got? Oh, they did. They said that thing quick.
Yeah. I got it instantly. It was instantaneous. So, what am I about to? What was I about to do? There was something I was.
You about to send the True Series send you his he sent you his gamer tag.
Okay.
It's right there. So
okay. I'm
just message it to him in there. Let's see. I'm gonna text you the question. Tied to DPS. How do I join the 10%ers? Send Bonnie to the Windows 98 marketing and get her out of 343. Wow.
Hey, look, man. I've been trying to get rid of Bonnie for a while, bro.
I don't know why. I mean, it's like, see, did they get rid of Chris Lake? Did he get fired, or did they just move him departments?
Chris Lee.
Chris Lee, not Chris Lake. Chris Lee.
This is what they did. They kind of like, he got demoted. And so, but he was demoted. He eventually just quit. So it's like a way of getting rid of someone without actually doing it, you know. There, Forte.
You said what?
They're there, man.
Oh. This one is. I need to look this up to make sure I even know it. I think I know it.
Okay, I'm sending you the product code now, TruthSerum.
What? Oh, thank you for that. Appreciate that code you just sent me, Slow-Mo.
Shut, I ain't sending you nothing. Stop.
I appreciate that code, sir.
Boom. It is sent. TruthSerum, just confirm that for me. Well, let's go. Says congratulations, Slow-Mo and Forte for 100 episodes. Here is to the next 100. And Arch War Angel, thank you for joining the support class of the 10%ers. You are great. We greatly appreciate your support, sir. Thank you for joining. Or did you text me the question?
Now.
Okay. They got wait. They gotta get both.
Yes, they gotta get both.
Man, that's too hard, bro. Because I don't remember what your game, but
I just, you know what my, yeah, you already know.
No, I don't.
I just texted.
Oh, never mind. Okay. That's fine. We can do that.
Yeah, it's not hard. We talk about it all. We talked about it a lot. So
yeah, right.
I think is yours the same?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I said. It's the same. So.
Oh no, it's not.
Oh, I know what yours is. Never mind. Yeah, I know what yours is.
I just sent it to you. Okay. All right. Here we go, guys.
Wait. We'll do it like this. We'll give this one. What time you got, Slow-Mo? You got 12:30.
Yeah, it's 12:29. But yeah.
12:29. We'll give it to 12:35. If somebody gets both of them by then, they get it. If somebody only gets one, we'll give it to the person that gets the one.
Okay, but we ain't gonna tell you if you only got one. You know, like,
yeah, we're not gonna say anything about it until someone gets both. But at 12:39, we'll pick the first person that at least guessed one of them.
Okay, all right, let's go. This question is, what is Slow-Mo and Forte's favorite games of all time? There are two separate games, so you gotta get both of them.
They have both been spoken on this podcast multiple times.
This podcast, other podcasts.
All the podcasts that Slow-Mo goes on. When I used to be a slave to podcasts and do 5 a week.
Rosaire says, actually, because there's two of them, I will say that if they get one right, I will say they got one right, but I won't say which one. So Rosaire said Borderlands 2 and Destiny 2. Both of those are wrong. Arcade says Mass Effect for Slow-Mo. He beats it every year. Mass Effect 2. That's wrong.
That is wrong.
It's like you want to say something, but you don't. You want to say something, but like, if I say something, I'm giving away something.
Yeah, you can't say it. Yeah, because I want to say something too.
Oh, Dorian's got one.
Yes.
And this is for a $25 gift card for PSN.
Well, they both have been gotten.
Yes, both have been said, but just not both.
Nobody got to say both in the same in the same message, though.
Right.
So now we're about to see how fast somebody can type everything that's in the messages above it and get the combination right. KOTOR and God of War. God of War was my favorite. God of War was my favorite game of last generation, but it is not my favorite game of all time.
That's really close.
That's really close. Arcade, that's really close.
That's really close, man.
That's all I'll say. Is really close.
It's
It's really close.
That is super close.
You might want to type it out one more time.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, he just left it. Oh man. Oh man, this is great. This is better than I thought it was gonna be. There it is. Lucis Augustus got it. Chrono Trigger and Mass Effect 2.
No. Big Mad Mo got it first.
Oh, he did. Yeah, Big Mac Mo. Oh, Augustus got it right after him. Oh man, that sucks.
Oh my gosh. Yo, Arcade was so close, man. He said Mass Effect, but it's Mass Effect 2. So mine is Chrono Trigger and Forte's is Mass Effect 2.
Yeah, no one likes Mass Effect 1. Mass Effect 1 is a joke.
Hey, it's not.
It's a good game compared to other games, but not compared to Mass Effect 2.
Right. And Arcade says I forgot the 2. Like, you know what, he probably did me. That's the part where I was like, I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to. I didn't want to like tip anybody off, but I was like it's not, because like if I've been like, yeah, well that's it, but it's not it because it's not like Mass Effect 2.
Well, because I wanted to say that, remember, there are sequels with numbers in them, but then I didn't want to make it elaborate that it was a game that had a sequel. Right. By saying that.
But no, congratulations to Big Mad Mo. He got it right. Chrono Trigger and Mass Effect 2. Big Mad Mo, I think you are on Twitter, right? Because as long as you're on Twitter, that would just be easier in order to be able to get you the code there. But thank you for everyone. This is how it turned out is what I wanted. The people that won, or even the people that got close to winning, were people that actually watch our content. So it's just like, that's what I was looking for. I was wanting, to basically give back to people that have been giving to us all this time. So we thank you guys, and look, we're gonna do more little things like this, or as the time goes on. I know we haven't done too many giveaways. This might be our first official one. So we'll do more of this, in the future. Just look out for it, because we won't promote for it, but we'll do it, just to give back to you guys. I guess we can go ahead and get the outros done. Forte, let the fine people know where to find you.
Yo, you can find me at Gaming Forte, YouTube, Twitter, Xbox Live, and PlayStation. DPS was lit. 100 episodes. I couldn't do this with a better man. Couldn't do this with another person that I consider family, and always keeps me on my toes and always calling me on BS and always wondering like, Forte, you ain't do this, and Forte, you ain't do that. I'm like, yes.
Oh, wait. Time.
Yes.
Big Man Mo, you don't have a PlayStation?
Big Man Mo is an Xbox. He's Xbox all day, man.
But Lucius doesn't have a PlayStation either.
That's what Lucius just said. He said, who here actually has a PlayStation?
Oh my god. You know what? Okay. The other person that had it right was Arcade. So I guess it's going to Arcade. I can't believe our chat is like, ew, a PlayStation? like ew, like how dare you guys act like that is what I'm saying. Okay. Anyway, Arcade, I will
Big Man Mo like, hell no, I ain't got no that.
Arcade said I definitely have a PlayStation.
I definitely have a PlayStation.
All right. Arcade, I'm gonna send you a DM with the code. Congratulations for the $25 code.
Yeah, you was the first one to get the Mass Effect stuff right, and I would have gave it to you because, like you did say, he said he was talking about the trilogy. Mm-hmm. Halo is still my favorite franchise of all time. Mass Effect 2 is just my favorite game.
My favorite franchise of all time for future trivia stuff is the Dragon Age series. That's my favorite franchise of all time.
Yeah, but yeah, just to let you know how far Big Mo goes with his Xbox love and that slander for play. Like, I mean, we're all in a community with with another guy called Lono and stuff. It, like he has a really good show. He like talks about games and stuff and like news and announcements and stuff and really cool community and stuff. And it's really cool chopping it up, just listening to the stuff that you talk about. And Mo literally every day is having a back and forth online with this dude talking about this stuff. Anytime something Xbox related comes up, Mo is there. He is there with his pitchfork, letting people know that Xbox is the best place to be. It's great. It's great. It's funny.
All right.
But shout out,
Arcade, I
to you
just
guys.
sent
Shout
you
out to
that Lucas says, "Lord, you have a chat full of bots. I hope you don't." I didn't know. I didn't know it was a chat full of bots. I know now. But no, look, shout out to all of y'all. Arcade, I just sent you the code for the $25 gift card. Hope you enjoy that. Put that towards that $70 God of War Ragnarok. Okay. We'll get up out of here. Again, great show, Forte. I've had a great time. It doesn't even feel like 12:30 at night right now. Real quick, shout out to Aramis, the $5 super chat says, now you know that your audience is Xbox first. You need to cater with your fan base. No more slander. It's not slander if it's true, Aramis. I only speak the truth, sir. Only the truth. But no, it's been a great show, and it don't even feel like 12:30 at night, even though I gotta go clean up the kitchen once I get done with this and drag my butt to bed. I'm probably gonna get kicked as soon as I jump in the bed too, from the wife. But it is what it is. I will gladly accept the kick because I got to hang out with the 10%ers, and we had a great time tonight. So
shout out to you guys.
Well, so we got working on you might see a video from me on this channel. I know, look, you might not, you probably won't, but still, but you will see a video from on the DPS channel. So look out for that on the DPS channel. Do subscribe to the DPS channel. I'm going to throw the link of the channel back into the chat once again so that you guys can see this one more time before we get up out of here. As always, guys, enjoy your games, and talk to you guys next time. Peace.
Play games, not Twitter. Have a good night. Peace.